I don't even know if they mention them as, because I'm so disappointed in it right now to know, say, so many of us invested hard-earned cash into this to make a return, and we are basically abandoned. And if you can look, there's multiple fields around us here. This is where we're standing in front of a specific field, a mine, one of 5. And if we had the time and you could view, I can show you many more that has already spoiled. And anybody who had done agriculture in high school and went to university can understand when a crop or a plant reach the point of diminishing return, it doesn't make any sense to harvest. And majority of our crops have already reached to maturity, and it's next to diminishing return in a few coming weeks. So,
and you're talking about hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Hundreds of thousands of pounds are produced that has already spoiled and is going to spoil.
And what response have you got from the Ministry of Agriculture?
We haven't gotten any response, and we haven't seen anybody in any way, shape, or form. The only person we have seen so far is you and our councillor, Mr. Robinson.
And I should mention that I reached out to the PEO of Grace Kennedy Group, and they used to buy Kelly on contract up to the end of last year.
Yes.
They're saying they have no capacity to buy anymore. They have reached their capacity. So one of the major companies that used to take scallion, some of the scallion off of the farmers has stopped, and that has even made the matters worse.
Yes, that has put a large dent in the market, because if you think about the few hotel chains that we have and Coronation Market and the market in Montego Bay, those markets alone can't take our produce.
So Jamaica, we have young entrepreneurs. This is a young man. He's a young man. He not reach 40. If he reach 40, he reach all it. He's a young man. And the man of, you want to see. I don't know if you guys saw this video before, but you want to see the amount of scallion as far as the eye can see. And hundreds of thousands of dollars is going to be. Guys, why haven't you hitting a like? There's not enough people here for anybody to not be hitting the like button. Alright, let me just tell you. I know it's late night. All you gotta do is do it once. Right here, let me help you guys out. You see right up here, sir? There is a thumbs up button. Click it. Right up here, sir? There's a thumbs up button. Click it. For those on TikTok, you guys know what to do. Join the fan club. Tap up the screen. Get us to 50K. And you can bless up the gift if you are compelled to do so or able to do so. For persons on Bolo VNR 2.0, Super Chat is available. Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, everything. Alright, even gifts you can send on Bolo VNR 2.0. Bolo VNR clips, well, the pinned comment has all the details for how you can donate. The Zelle, the Cash App, and the PayPal. Alright. Wow. Let me play that again. This is too much, man. This government is a massive failure.
And this is my father, Mr. Morgan, as well. Here with Mr. Bunting, we're just leaving from the pump house down there. We had a meeting with our group and a group of farmers from the New Forest Agro Park. And what we're talking about and here to talk about is an issue we all are facing in this magnificent community where we produce scallion. This scallion, what we have here we have been producing it over years now, for generations, and it.
The truth, what's going on, the truth?
I could consider it a way of life. I could consider it a practice of ours for years now. So as I mentioned, if you know, eat jerk chicken and so forth, this is one of the main ingredients in the jerk chicken where you give it flavor and taste. And if you can look and see the blood we are all facing here with or fields being abandoned basically because there isn't any market to take the produce, we have heard. And we have gotten promises from many different, I don't even know if they mention them as, because I'm so disappointed in it right now to know, say, so many of us invested hard-earned cash into this to make a return, and we are basically abandoned. And if you can look, there's multiple fields around us here. This is where we're standing in front of a specific field, a mine, one of 5. And if we had the time, and you could
1 of 5, and that the one that's so big. What me see?
view, I can show you many more that has already spoiled. And anybody who had done agriculture in high school and went to university to can understand when a crop or a plant reaches the point of diminishing return, it doesn't make any sense to harvest. And majority of our crops have already reached to maturity, and it's next to diminishing return in a few coming weeks. So,
And you're talking about hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Hundreds of thousands of pounds of produce that has already spoiled and is going to spoil.
And what response have you got from the Ministry of Agriculture?
We haven't gotten any response, and we haven't seen anybody in any way, shape, or form. The only person we have seen so far is you and our counselor, Mr. Robinson.
Whoa.
And I should mention that I reached out to the PEO of Grace Kennedy Group, and they used to buy Kelly on contract up to the end of last year.
Yes.
They're saying they have no capacity to buy anymore. They have reached their capacity. So one of the major companies that used to take scallion, some of the scallion off of the farmers has stopped, and that has even made the matters worse.
Yes, that has put a large dent in the market, because if you think about the few hotel chains that we have and Coronation Market and the market in Montego Bay,
So in a time like this when our farmers have been hit by Hurricane Melissa, already been hit by Hurricane Melissa, Hurricane Andrew Holness is still beating the people in bad. Let that sink in.
Hello, Jamaica. Welcome to Unfiltered, where we keep an eye on what is being done with your money, your institutions, and your trust. I am Peter Gay Ferguson, and we're starting this show in the deep end because honestly, the news does not wait for anyone to ease in gently. Tuesday, April the 14th, members of the Public Accounts Committee sat down at Gordon House to review the findings of the Auditor General on the University Hospital of the West Indies. Now, what came out of that room was quite simply staggering. Let's get into it.
Please.
$40 billion. That is what the University Hospital of the West Indies, UHWI, owes in taxes to Tax Administration Jamaica. $40 billion. The acting chief executive officer of the hospital, Eric Hosin, confirmed that figure before the committee yesterday. Of that $40 billion, $18 billion is the actual principal, the base amount owed. The remaining $22 billion or so is interest and penalties that have piled up over time. Now, make us sit down with that for a second.
Yeah, please.
The committee chairman, Julian Robinson, made a point that I think really puts it into perspective. He noted that the $18 billion principal is almost identical to the government's entire new tax package for this current fiscal year. The whole package. And one public hospital owes that same amount in unpaid taxes. No, man, this serious bad. Now, committee member Lothan Cousins made another point that I think many of you will feel in your chest. He reminded the room that ordinary Jamaicans, people like your neighbor, your auntie, your father, get dragged before the courts by TAJ for their tax obligations.
True.
And meanwhile, a major public institution has been carrying this debt for years, apparently without the same urgency being applied. Why? Why was this allowed to drag on for so long? I am not saying that it is the whole story, but it is a fair question to raise. And it not done this so. The hospital, it turns out, has been operating without its own tax compliance certificate at TCC for several years. It has been using the certificate of its private wing instead. As of recently, you received a temporary TCC, which expires next month, by the way, because of the urgent need to import medicines. And since January of this year, the hospital has actually had to route its imports through the Ministry of Health and Wellness because it could not do so on its own behalf. Now, Chairman Robinson asked a serious question whether that situation could have led to the hospital's tax exempt status being used to bring in goods for third parties. The acting CEO was clear. That should never happen.
Yes.
The exemption is for the hospital and the hospital alone. More questions than answers.
Yes, definitely.
Now, let's talk about a consulting contract because this one raised some serious eyebrows. The Auditor General flagged a contract between UHWI and a Canadian firm called William Pragmatic Limited. The job? To produce a turnaround plan for the hospital, a document that would map out how to bring a financially struggling institution back from the edge. The contract was signed on the 29th of September 2024, before the ink was even dry. Hold on, what may I say? Before the contract even signed at all, 50% of the contract value had already been paid. Let me put that in simple language. Them get paid before the contract even signed. So 93,000 US dollars, or about 15.5 million Jamaican dollars, was handed over before a single deliverable was produced and before any work was documented. No man, I was really going up a UHWI. When the committee asked about the principals of the firm, who are Winston Butler and Odin Williams, and what experience and qualifications they brought to this kind of strategic work, the hospital's representative said they do not have that information on hand. So they don't know the people them skill level or who them be, but them get the 93 grand, right? And then here's the timeline that the committee was looking at. The contract is signed September 2024. Money goes out before that. The first draft of the turnaround plan arrives February 2026. That is more than a year after the money was paid, and 1 month after the Auditor General had already flagged the matter as a concern.
Hey, Andrew is a big disappointment to you Jamaican people. Sushi, you ain't never lie. God bless Chick, what's up? Good night, everybody. Good night, good night, good night. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you guys doing? Let me just say hi to some people that's passing through on TikTok, wherever you are. If you're on Bolo or you're on YouTube or on TikTok, please let me know where you guys are watching from. All right, please let me know where. Mika, what's up, Mika? Please let me know where you guys are watching from. All right.
This is not just a procurement issue. This is a question of accountability, of oversight, of who was minding the shop while the clock ran and the bills mounted. The third area the committee examined was contract management and, of all things, a new car park. UHWI has established a new car park at the hospital. Patients and visitors collect a ticket on entry and pay based on an hourly rate on the way out. Straightforward enough. Except right now, security guards are responsible for collecting those funds. And the reconciliation system in place, which relies on manually auditing physical slips of paper, was described by hospital management themselves as not robust enough. The plan is to move to a proper internal receipting system staffed by hospital personnel by mid-May. But committee members were rightly concerned that between now and then, there is no reliable way to confirm whether all the money being collected is actually making it into the hospital's account. As one member noted, it is symptomatic of broader institutional problems. And speaking of broader problems, the Auditor General's findings also showed that 64% of contracts at UHWI were awarded through direct single sourcing or direct awarding. That means nearly 2 of every 3 contracts bypassed by the competitive procurement process entirely. The hospital is currently working to submit several major contracts.
Too
They
much
say
things,
cannot
Joe.
be found. Yes, you heard right. Them last.
Can't find
including
it.
security, dietary services, civil works, and ground maintenance for proper cabinet approval. These are not small items. These are foundational services, and they are only now going through the proper channels. So, what are we left with? A public hospital that owes $40 billion in taxes, a consulting contract paid before
Billion.
it was signed, with a draft delivered more than a year late, a car park with no reliable revenue trail, and nearly two-thirds of contracts awarded without open competition. These are not minor administrative hiccups. These are systemic failures at an institution that Jamaicans depend on for their lives and their health. By the way, where is the Minister of Health in all of this? The Public Accounts Committee, under Chairman Julian Robinson, will continue its review, and so will we. This is Unfiltered. I am Peter Gay Ferguson. We will see you next time.
Shout out to Peter Gay Ferguson. That's the first episode of Unfiltered. She said it all, Jamaica, in regards to UHWI. All of the all of the glaring things that came out of the PAC meeting. We just have to hold our head like this and just ask God to give us some guidance to as what is actually going on in our country. Yo, anyway, so Jamaica, I want you guys to get your calculators out. We're going to be doing some math. Yeah, man, we're going to do some maths in Jamaica, guys. Something is fundamentally wrong. Something is fundamentally wrong. So we're going to get our calculators. Tell me when you guys are ready. I'm so serious now. Tell me when you guys are. As a matter of fact, hold on. The persons over here. The persons on Bolo VNR point out, don't go anywhere. Please give me 60 seconds. I'll soon come back. Give me 60 seconds. Let me just get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. How much seconds me gone, people? Now count the seconds now.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes it the wrong way,
Let's see. You guys got your pen and paper? Why is my camera not showing? What is going on here? Oh my god, my camera is gone? Oh shoot. Okay, I'm seeing myself. Oh, there we go. Ah, wonderful. I'm back. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Natoya. Good night. Good night. How are you doing? Welcome to the platform, sweetie. Hope all is well with you. T family, bless up yourself. The chosen one, Elaine, blessed lady. Good night. Good night. Good night. Shout out to all the persons that are following. Shout out to the person that has joined the fan club. Jeremiah, thanks for the likes. Look like we can get to 50,000 likes tonight, man. Wanna go on good enough? Share up the live there for me, Jamaica. And help me. I need some whales. Let me pin it. I need some whales. So I need you guys to get a calculator on a very, very serious level. I need you to get a calculator. And get your book where you used to go to school with. You know, when you used to go to maths class. Yeah, man, I need to cookie while go on. I need you to write down some figures that is going to be played in this situation. Oh, I can do it on here, so I didn't know. That's awesome. It's actually awesome. Alright, Jamaica, let me turn this down a bit because that's something I loud. Listen to the man from AdPen.
And 20 million from the donated funds are in 320 million from the donated funds have been committed to the process for procurement of the construction equipment to support emergency resilience activities. This investment is not only a response to the current recovery efforts of Hurricane Melissa, but also a strategic enhancement of Jamaica's national disaster preparedness and resilience framework going forward. The balance of the funds will be utilized across various projects to include the rapid deployable modular housing unit project as required for supports across those programs. 320 million from the donated funds have been committed to the process for procurement of the construction equipment to support emergency resilience activities. This investment is not only a response to the current recovery efforts of Hurricane Melissa, but also a strategic enhancement of Jamaica's national disaster preparedness and resilience framework going forward. The balance of the funds will be utilized across various projects to include the rapid deployable modular housing unit project as required for supports across those programs. 320 million from the donated.
All right, so you might talk about donated fund, sir.
To date, some $146 million has been spent on the government-led roof repair program. That program itself has been augmented by some $400 million of donated roofing materials from partners. Additionally, some $7.2 million has also been spent from other funds to support logistics matters surrounding the program. To date, under the government-led repair program, some 410 roofs have been repaired with additional roofs scheduled for repair.
Cookie.
Consequently, the program is expected that the program spend will increase over the coming weeks. Beneficiaries for this program, as the minister would have alluded to before, have been verified through the MLSS based on vulnerabilities. To date,
so I'm not getting a full comprehensive speech from him. So I'm gonna go to the YouTube. I'm gonna go to their last press conference that they had. I think this is it. Yes. There we go.
To give you greater clarification. And so we're all about truth. That's what we're doing this morning, laying out the facts on the table. So welcome, Commander Gill, the head of ODPEM.
good morning, ministers, centers, PSAs, colleagues, Jamaica. This report will cover the period October 27 to 31 March this year. And I just indicate that the government of Jamaica through the ODPEM continues to
October 37 to March 31 this year. From October to, okay, all right, cool.
advance and coordinate some structured programs for the impact of Hurricane Melissa last October. The information presented here relates to donations and grants provided to support response and recovery efforts for Hurricane Melissa. And I think the funds have been received through multiple streams. Primarily, the ODPEM utilizes an online platform, merchant platform within the Support Jamaica portal to facilitate online donations. Donations are also received directly toward donation $J and US dollar accounts held at local banks. Of the funds donated, approximately 80% have been via direct bank transfers. The donor base reflects a diverse mix of stakeholders, including governments, NGOs, individual groups.
Jamaica, mark that down. 80% of the donations was direct. Let me play that again.
dollar and US dollar accounts. Donations being received through multiple streams. Primarily, the Alpem utilizes an online platform, merchant platform within the Support Jamaica portal to facilitate online donations. Donations are also received directly to our donation J dollar and US dollar accounts held at local banks. Of the funds donated, approximately 80% have been via direct bank transfers.
That means they collected money. 80% of what they got was money. Raw cash. Paper. Mark that down, Jamaica. Very important figure. 80% raw cash. I'll say it again. 80% raw moolah, paper, cheddar cheese. Ching, 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 ching. 80% of it, money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Speaking of money, it's the weekend. Turn me up, ladies and gentlemen. Turn me up. Let's go. We got the super chat, we got the PayPal, we got the Zelle, we got all that. Turn your boy up. Let's get it.
The donor base reflects a diverse mix of stakeholders, including governments, NGOs, individual groups, organizations, and companies. Thus far, just over 17,000 persons have donated to the Hurricane Melissa recovery efforts. Via the Jamaica Support portal, the following net amounts have been received. $69,790,904 in Jamaican dollars.
Wanna get that? Let me play it again.
Jamaica Support portal, the following net amounts have been received. $69,790,904 in Jamaican dollars. In US dollars, some $1,374,500 has been received. No, sorry, wrong. Let me get it again. In US dollars, $1,374,502 US dollars as net has been received via the Support Jamaica portal. Via our
Say that again, my general.
again, in US dollars, $1,374,502 US dollars as.
Alright, so Jamaican dollars. 69 million. 709,904 in a Jamaican. In a US dollars now. In a US dollars. May I write it down in a Jamaica? I'm want to write it down too, you know. In a US dollars, $1.374 million, $502. Alright? So please write it down. We know we are gonna work it out. We're serious tonight, you know. I numbers them we are crunching in Jamaica. We're serious tonight, man. I'm not a joke thing, man. We are go through this thing with this man. I say, I want to get full understanding of what is really going on. Alright, let's continue.
As net has been received via the Support Jamaica portal. Via our donation accounts, J dollar, 295,900,000.
295 million. Alright. It's a Jamaican dollar, you know. So I'm gonna put the JA sign with the money sign, right? That's all. 294 million, that's my general. 294 million.
Via our donation accounts, J dollar, $295,916 has been received.
295 billion. 295 million, not 4. That is very significant. 95 million.
J dollar, $295,916 has been received.
$295,916. All right. $916. All right, $916. Yeah, man, that's correct. See, that's at a Jamaican. All right, let's continue.
And US dollars, 880 million has been received.
US dollars. 800 and what? US dollars, what you say, my general?
Has been received. and US dollars 880 million has been received.
US dollars 880 million. All right. 880 million. Yes. All right. Cool. Go through now.
Total amounts received and the US equivalents converted, we are speaking of $1,478,269,567 as net into the.
No, say that again slow. Let me turn on this. You talk too fast, my general. You talk too fast. You write it down and then you go to the calculator because we not play with this.
Total amounts received and the US equivalents converted, we are speaking of $1,478,269,567,400 US equivalents converted.
I'm confused.
Total amounts received and the US equivalents converted, we
The US equivalent converted
are speaking of 1 billion
1 billion. 1 billion 400 and what?
478,200.
1,478,000. Alright, so 1 billion 30 there, so 478,000. See? 1 billion 478,000.
We are speaking of 1,478,269,506.
Whoa, bro. You just said 1,478,000. Oh, you reach a million after that. Yo, at this piece alone, someone I talk about Jamaica don't see a confusion and banger and go on. So, I can share the video and tell everybody to come over here. We are going to ventilate a little situation right now. I'm going to put on the hat. It's serious. Jamaica, I put on this like a police. We are going for them. Jamaica, we are going for them. Remember in the pandemic, everybody have to wear a mask, so I buy one. Jamaica, we are going for them, Jamaica. We are going for them. Let me play that again. Slow phone here.
$916 has been received, and US dollars 880 million has been received. Total amounts received and the US equivalents converted, we are speaking of 1,478,269,500.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Hold on there, Jamaica. Whoa-yo-yo. Whoa-yo-yo-yo. Wait. Hold on there.
Received and the US equivalents converted, we are speaking of 1,478,000.
1,478,000. Remember just write down that. So 1,478,000. And what else, my general?
269 million
269 million. 269 million. 500 hour?
1,478,269,567 as net in.
So 269 million. $568. $568. Jamaica, may I take my time? I'm gonna take my time. Because if them rob with money, me want it back. I'm gonna take it slow. People, you got to think like a crook to catch a crook. Okay? Let's go. Let's go back.
$269,567 as net into the donations accounts held and managed by the ADPE.
So I'm confused.
Total amounts received and the US equivalents converted, we are speaking of $1,478,269,567.
Bro, oh, you jump from 1,478,000 to 2,269,568 to $568. So what you tell me say? One of this is US and the other one Jamaican. Let me calculate there. Hold on the Jamaica. Because this I get quite serious right now. People, support the platform. If you can, alright? Come on. That's some serious times, you know. Alright, so donate to Cash App. Cash App is money sign. The Cash App is money sign DH7720. Alright, there we go. That's the Cash App right here. Alright, right there, so. Like up the live, guys. Don't be mean. Gavi say, you draw for the ski mask, brother. Who you roll up on? Me I roll up on the thief in government. Me a spy on them, brother. I want to find out what they do with the money. You understand? I want to find out what they do with the money. What did they do with our money? Not true. Oh, my son. This last part about the bridging to right, that's not make no sense. So the bigger figure has to be the Jamaican dollars because him says something about transfer from US total equivalent to Jamaican. See? So I could do the maths. 269 million US. We're gonna assume $568 multiplied by 160 pretty much. Jamaica, that is $4.3 billion. I want you to see this. That's what that is. $4.3 billion. You see that? $4.3 billion. Now, if I was to calculate the 1,478,000, I would get a bigger figure. So, my question is to the ADPE man. Which one of this is US? And which one is Jamaican? Because you told us about the total. But let me play it again.
Has been received.
Listen to this.
Total amounts received and the US equivalents converted, we are speaking of $1,478,269,567 as net into the donations accounts held and managed by the ADPE. Total amounts received and the US equivalents converted, we are speaking of $1,478,269,567. $269,567. $269,567. $269,567. $269,567. And 78,269. Speaking of 1,478,269,500. 1,478,000.
478,000, you say, yes, brother. Or you move from this to 269 million.
269,500,000 billion 478,000 269,500,000.
Jamaica, something wrong. something is wrong. Something is so wrong, Jamaica. I can't put my finger on it, but what the hell is going on? of Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there.
$567.28,000. We are speaking of $1,478,269,567 as net into the donations account. 478 converted. We are speaking of $1,478,269,567.
What's up, Carl? Jamaica. The man said the total, but ADPEM collect. Zane, this is what the man saying in Jamaica. It is $1,478,269,568. Let me say it slow. $1,478,000. $269,568. So you see the way he said it? That's one figure, it's not two. But how do you move from right Radcliffe? If you listen what this man I say, me I try catch one thief. That's why me have on a mask. Me I try catch one thief in our government, brother. Seriously. No, but hear what the man say. The man said 1 billion. So all right, so this is basic maths. You have billion, then you have million, then you have hundred thousands, and then you have single. So you say 1 billion, 200 and something million, 100 and something thousand, 500 and something dollars. This man said 1,478,269,568. What? Let me put that on a calculator to make it show you how it look. Let me put it on a calculator to show you how it look. And I really would love to hear from Damian Crawford. And I would love to hear from Ralston Hyman as well about this particular thing right here, so because this no make no sense, Virgin. Alright, so this is 1 billion, right? This is 1,478,000, right? You can see that, right? He goes on to say 269 million. Not even gotcha. Me can't even put in one X0. Computer now comply, gotcha. The calculator can't add no more, see that? So the figure that he's giving me, the figure that he's giving us, is either he's giving us two different figures, but the way he stated it, Jamaica, the way he stated it, oh, hey, me glad say you asked that, Radcliffe. Somebody said PNP are more thief. Well, Anna, listen to me. The man said 1,478,2,568. One sentence. If I am a betting man, Jamaica, and I am trying to make sense out of the nonsense I said a while ago, instead of what he's saying, he probably wanted to say this, but it don't make no sense. Same way. All right. One second. This is what he probably wanted to say. You see that? You see this? $1,296,478,568. But that's not what he said. Let me play it again. Let me play it again. He gave us two different figures.
Been received. Total amounts received and the US equivalents converted.
The US equivalents converted. The US equivalents converted. The US equivalent converted. So what they do, convert it to Jamaican? Or they convert it to US? Are they telling us that they receive 1,296,478,568 US dollars?
Are speaking of 1,478,000.
1,478,000. Thousand Jamaica. You can't go back a million now, no. But listen.
269 million.
I am not. You can go to the website for yourself. You can go to the JIS website for yourself. PBC, Jamaica, post cabinet press briefing, April 15, 2026. 2 days ago. 2 days ago. The timestamp is 1 hour and 1 minute. 1 hour and 1 minute, Jamaica. Go to 1 hour and 1 minute. Listen.
Via our donation accounts.
Listen.
J dollar, $295,916 has been received, and US dollars, 880 million has been received. Total amounts received and the US equivalents converted, we are speaking of 1,478,269,567 as net into the donations accounts held and managed by the ADPEM.
Jeremiah said, man, my pressure go up. The Jeremiah, you know, me not allow my pressure to go up. At the maths, me I try to. That brother didn't even come out and answer some question.
To date, a portion of those funds collected have been approved for spend in supporting the Jamaica-led or the government-led repair program under the Shelter Recovery Program, and also to procure construction equipment to support emergency resilience activities as agreed to and requested by one donor. To date, some $146 million has been spent on the government-led repair.
$146 million. Let me get that again.
$146 million has been spent on the government-led roof repair program. That program itself has been augmented by some $400 million of donated roofing materials from partners. Additionally, some $7.2 million.
$400 million worth of roofing material from partners. So that are the material. $400 million worth of roofing material. I write it down in Jamaica. So that are no money, that are material. All right.
$1 has also been spent from other funds to support logistics matters, some donated roofing materials from roof repair program. That program itself has been augmented by some $400 million of donated roofing materials from partners. Additionally, some $7.2 million has also been spent from other funds to support logistics matters. So
$7.2 million for logistics matters. $7.2 million for logistics matters. All right. Logistics. All right.
in the program. To date, under the government-led repair program, some 410 roofs have been repaired, with additional roofs scheduled for repair.
410 roof repair. More to come. All right? All right.
Consequently, the program is expected that the program spend will increase over the coming weeks. Beneficiaries for this program, as the minister would have alluded to before, have been verified through the MLSS based on vulnerabilities. Additionally, some 320 million from the donated funds have been committed to the process for procurement of the construction equipment to support emergency resilience activities. This investment is not only a response to the current recovery efforts of Hurricane Melissa, but also a strategic enhancement of Jamaica's national disaster preparedness and resilience framework going forward.
So 320 million committed for recovery. 320 million. All right, let me go back and listen to it again.
Construction equipment. Additionally, some 320 million from the donated funds have been committed to the process for procurement of the construction equipment to support emergency resilience activities. This investment is not only a response to the current recovery efforts of Hurricane Melissa, but also a strategic enhancement of Jamaica's national disaster preparedness and resilience framework going forward. The balance of the funds will be utilized across various projects to include the rapid deployable modular housing unit project as required for supports across those programs. And Minister, I'll end it there for this morning.
So we left in the dark, Jamaica. We are left in the dark. Was there a Q&A? Okay, there was a Q&A. There was a Q&A, but I don't see anybody. I only see Colonel Charles Jr. answering the Q&A. So it look like the people don't forget about this man and what he's saying.
Added concessions for it.
Guide us exactly what it is will be needed to sufficiently satisfy the person.
Hello? Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Mahiri Stewart, Nationwide News. First question is to Minister Charles. The opposition leader did say yesterday that he doesn't believe the government has opened its coffers enough in terms of the roof program and believes that out of the 7 billion donated through multilaterals, more should be put towards the roof program. How do you respond?
What I can indicate is that from the start, we have advised and we've always said initial $10 billion allocation. That in and of itself is an indication that we anticipate more. So we've always projected for there to be more with the view of waiting until we get more data to analyze, to guide us exactly what it is will be needed to sufficiently satisfy the persons who have been impacted by Hurricane Melissa.
Thank you. Second question to Minister Vaz. We were having a discussion yesterday in terms of oil prices and how it's going to affect the Caribbean in general. And one aspect we spoke about was the oil needed to power the grid. And what we discussed was that because of the different types of fuel needed, whether it be natural gas or oil or even renewables, we're in a better position than other countries due to the mix of fuel. Would you say that that puts us at an advantage in times like these?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Rubbish. Oh my God, what is going on, bro? Did he just ask that question a while ago? Jamaica is at an advantage? What the hell is going on, bro? Yo, I heard about this question, but I didn't listen to it. Yo, hold up. Wait. The spin doctors are in full effect from ocean-wide. Listen to this.
Melissa.
Listen to this.
Second question to Minister Vaz. We were having a discussion yesterday in terms of oil prices and how it's going to affect the Caribbean in general. And one aspect we spoke about was the oil needed to power the grid. And what we discussed was that because of the different types of fuel needed, whether it be natural gas or oil or even renewables, we're in a better position than other countries due to the mix of fuel. Would you say that?
Whose mans is this? Whose mans is this? Did this man go on national television and embarrass himself by asking the stupidest question known to man about fuel? Every fuel price gone up. You big dummy. Whose man's is this, bro? What the hell is going on? Why are these people trying to dumb down the art? Listen, let me calm down. And then Daryl Vaz said, absolutely. You know what? Let me listen to what Daryl Vaz is saying. Jesus.
That puts us at an advantage in times like these.
Absolutely.
Listen, Daryl Vaz came out yesterday and said, yo, we need to go back to COVID-19 type of operations. What advantage? That tells you that we are in absolute clear panic, ladies and gentlemen. Where's the advantage? To which country? In Jeddah? Somebody help me. When my people them they were always there late night. Hold on there. Boy, look like they're tired tonight, boy. You can't keep up. Somebody call excellence for me. Somebody tag excellence in a Jesus name. Somebody tag excellence. Would I love to talk to Shaka Fame? Rasta man, my general. Somebody can't tag Rasta man for me. Would I love to have him on the TikTok right now? Because I am not the economist. But that don't make no sense to me. Every single fuel prices is going up. What advantage, bro? Daryl Vaz literally said, we need so much cars don't need to be on the road. That means it's not business as usual. Things are tightening up. The prices are too high. It's like we're going back into the Stone Age type of vibe. That's all. Oh my God, you guys are driving on the road too much. You need to stay home. How about walking or riding a bicycle? And I'm not even listening. You guys can walk and ride a bicycle. You walk and ride a bicycle. That's not even possible in some places because of the dangers in those areas in terms of crime or whatever. Like you don't even walk on the road. Don't even play that game. You have to drive. We have missing kids all around Jamaica. No, Daryl Vaz said that, ladies and gentlemen. We might have to consider going back to some type of C-19 rules. If he's saying that, how is there an advantage? If we had an advantage, then we can still drive and go about with business, not true? We not have to lock down Jamaica according to what Daryl Vaz was suggesting. And the man really asked that, bro.
Absolutely correct. The fact that you have a large supply of LNG that JPS uses puts us at that distinct advantage and more certainty. And of course, there's no interruption in that supply as it comes out of the United States. Also, we also with JUTC.
There's no interruption of that supply as it comes out of the United States. So, Daryl, it coming out of the United States, you think say it not gonna raise? Him think it not gonna raise? Him think say USA, the capitalist country, Donald Trump, a businessman who love money, is not going to take advantage of the fact that the prices of oil is going up. Sushi, stop it. Sushi will not find the oil. Them not even start drilling. They're not even, listen, you can't find oil, you know, but in what quantity? If it's not in commercial quantity, they're not going to dig for it because it don't make no sense. It's not cost effective. They will make no profit. They would lose. The amount of money that they would spend to dig, they wouldn't make back half of the money that they used to dig for the oil. You understand what I'm saying? And it has to be quality too. Quality and quantity. It has to make sense. You see me? Mighty God.
Operate over 200 buses with CNG, which is a derivative of LNG. So again, our our move to cleaner fuel is paying off. But yes, you're correct in relation to the point you raised about the grid, for sure.
Good morning, everyone. Kalisha Williams from Television Jamaica. So I have a few questions for Minister Charles, and then I have one for Mr. Vaz. Okay, sure. In light of what we're seeing in the Middle East, the tension, is there any consideration for added concessions for electric vehicles? I know in 2022 there was some concession that's expected to end next year. Can you say?
So there is already a policy for EVs of 10% duties. I think the fact of the matter is that you would see now that a lot of the dealers are now carrying EVs because obviously they have been able to get stock from the manufacturers based on the fact that we have a policy, because that was the issue before. They wouldn't export to a country that didn't have a electric vehicle policy. So yes, you will definitely see, and of course I encourage it, and I'm hoping to go to cabinet shortly with a policy position that the government must buy EVs, a mandate all ministries and agencies to start converting to EV for all new purchases of vehicles in Jamaica.
I know I said one question, but just to follow up to what you said at the end of your presentation,
what's up?
you were speaking about restricting movement. Is that something that you plan to go to cabinet with as well, similar to what we saw during the COVID-19 pandemic?
So it's preliminary, but the fact of the matter is,
Listen to me. Electric vehicles will not solve the problem. You do know that you need fuel for the electricity, right? Unless the vehicles are being powered and charging from the sun, miss me with the bullshit. Do you realize, and I'm sorry for the language, guys, but these people really pissing me off. Do you realize that you need fuel to generate electricity? We don't have windmills. We don't have water, enough water generating electricity and windmills and using other. Our fuel, in a Jesus name, our fuel that we buy, that we depend on from the world, ladies and gentlemen, is what is going up and will be going up even more as the war continues. So if you buy EVs, you charge up the vehicle, you still use fuel for charge up the vehicle. A fuel run electricity. I don't understand the advantage of doing that. And how much poor people can listen. Oh my God. The edge tax and the insurance on the fuel was a better option that these people are
that we as a government have a responsibility to put in frameworks to make sure that the people are able to conserve, but obviously very delicate in terms of how you do that, but we will have further discussions. But if this is going to continue, which it doesn't seem as if there's any immediate end to it, then the government has to take some decisions to be able to cauterize the consumption of fuel.
Okay, just to note, there's no decision, so we don't have any story that says there.
Listen to me, lady. The fact that the man is suggesting the thing, nobody said that there is a decision. We heard when him said, "Oh, excuse me, but nobody said that." So annoying. Yo, hey Virgo Queen, why not make you look a labor right? You want to look a labor right to pop up the head about that one? Why not make the one look a labor right about that one? Sure. You notice we're not even black them. We're not even black the person, we just load the person, because trust me, they must swim in shark infested waters right now. Anybody that is trying to defend the budget and defend this government is swimming in shark-infested waters. It is hilarious, bro. It is hilarious. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That's a decision to restrict movement. There is no such decision. Cabinet will be looking and monitoring, as Minister Vaz has said.
Okay, and for Mr. Charles, based on what we're seeing, especially in Westmoreland, people have been traveling long distances for the cash portion of the grants, as far as St. James. Can you say how the ministry plans to address this? And the opposition, you alluded to it earlier, the opposition has called for the government to reopen the assessment of the roofs program so more people can benefit. Is the government considering that? And my final question for you, how exactly did the government arrive at the $10 billion for the roofs program with over $8 billion spent so far? Do you think it will be enough to cover the close to 100,000 people who applied to receive all the benefits? Thank you.
All right, thank you. Testing my memory today. Number one, we acknowledged that issue early out, and we have been working with the third party partner who is in charge of expanding those locations, and they're the ones in charge of the redemption process. And we can announce that we have expanded locations. I gave a figure earlier. I think it was more than 70 odd locations now, moving from 20 or so in terms of opportunity for persons to redeem both the hardwares and for the cash redemption. So that those matters have in large part been resolved, and we are asking persons where there's any need or concerns to advise us so that we can continue to expand where necessary. The second issue.
Why the people them should be telling you why you don't have a team that you know where the people are? Why you don't have a team saying, looking at the thing to say, all right, where are these locations open for these persons? You have to have a list of locations that is operational. There has to be some type of inventory to say, this is where the people are. And you look on the map and say, well, based off where the people are and where they have to travel from, we need to get some places open closer to them. Why the people them need to tell you and then you react? Why you not be proactive as a government? Like, man, these people are the worst, bro. I'm telling you, we really need to learn from this, you know. These people are the worst. And look how much money them are pay them, brother, and them are like this is like ABC. This is literally ABC, fam. Nobody need to tell them this, brother. Come on, man, bro.
Relating now to the assessment. Assessment,
Yeah,
right?
how you arrived at the $10 billion
Yes.
for the roofs program, yeah.
Yes. So I had said it earlier that at the time when we calculated
Jada,
for the 10 billion, we were over 60,000 household assessments completed. So it was based on a 40-40-20 estimated ratio, and the calculation that fits that in terms of 75,000, 200,000, and 500,000, which led to us having the $10 billion being sufficient to satisfy that number. The last question related to the
So do you think it's
potential for reopening the assessments, you said?
Yeah.
So let me be clear. Assessments have never stopped. Even now we are assessing, perhaps while we are here, assessments are continuing. We at some point had to cauterize the number of persons coming in to say that they need to be assessed, because we realized that at some point in the process, we reached an inflection point where we were getting more persons trying to manipulate than persons who are genuinely in need. We have never turned back anyone who is genuinely in need. And that is why we have announced today a reconciliation phase that allows for the members of parliament, the opposition leader himself, church leaders, anyone who identifies someone in genuine need or identifies a situation that is in need of resolution to advise us so we can reconcile it. If there are persons who have been impacted, our goal is to provide the support. But we have to make sure that the system is not being abused. It's to be used, not abused. And so that's why we set the time at February, and we didn't just say we are stopping assessments. We announced a self-reporting mechanism for persons to be able, who we couldn't reach, to let us know, hey, we are here. You came next door, you didn't come to us. We added contact cards in terms of our distribution process. So if we went to your house and we didn't see you, we left a card for you to be able to contact us. And we post
Jamaica, there's no house. The people over there's no house there. Where do you put it on the foundation?
posted on social media various ways of contacting us, which I read out earlier in my presentation. Phone numbers, email, WhatsApp message, or come to the location and see us. The last thing is you mentioned 8 billion. I'm not sure. Could you repeat that question? You said 8 billion.
No, I was saying with over $8 billion already allocated, do you think it will be enough to cover close to 100,000 people?
So let me say two things. One, we have disbursed approximately 9.5 billion, not 8 billion. And that 9.5 billion is representing all of the current verified beneficiaries. Meaning, even if we had $9.6 billion, we couldn't do one more person right now. So we've done 100% of the verified households, which equal to 9.5 billion. Secondly, from the start, we have used the word initial because
Why 9.5 billion? Well, let's go.
we never anticipated that 10 billion or 8 billion or 9.5 billion could satisfy our projection at that time, which was 90,000 household assessments, much less where we are now, which is 113,525. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna go back to this clip because these people think they slick, bro. They think they slick. Let me go back to this clip real quick. They really think they slick. They really think they slick. They really think they slick, bro. Let's play this again. Let's play this again. All right. Let's play this again. Wow.
And Mr. Walker is that with the famous manor wall, Mr. Walker. And Mr. Walker is that constituent who came with me to accept a cardboard stating that he would be getting $500,000 from the government to assist with his home repairs as a result of the damages he sustained after Hurricane Melissa. No,
I am redeemed. I think it's Jamaican, you know. I think it's Jamaican. 9.5 billion Jamaican.
we're grateful, and it is sad that we had to make it public in order for Mr. Walker to get some assistance. But thanks be to God, this morning he went to the NIS office in Montego Bay, right there at Sam Sharp Square, and he was granted his documents to state that he will be getting this 500,000. How do you feel?
I'm feeling so grateful. By the half of you, if it wasn't you, there would be nothing for me to help me and my family. So respect to you, honor to you, and honor to the whole team.
Yes. In fact, I do want to say thanks to the government for making this available, but the truth is we shouldn't have to jump through hoops to get what we deserve to get, because he should have been at the front of the line if there were a line, because he came for the photo shoot, he was there for the photo op, and he was missed in the system. And he didn't sit home because he did go and visit the NIS office before, and he did not get any assistance on that day. But thanks be to God, with the power of communication, we were able to put some pressure on the government to deliver for Mr. Walker and his family. So I'm happy. The truth though, I want more other constituents to get some assistance. The housing program should go for those who need it. As we were talking earlier, he and I compared notes. There are people who've received housing benefits who had zero damage, and they are reselling
Jamaica, hear that?
the supplies. They're selling back the cement, they're selling back the steel, they're selling back the stone. That means they didn't need it.
So, Colonel Charles Julia, you hear about this? Have you looked into this? Person that did not need any cement, did not need any sand, did not need any type of housing supplies because their house was not damaged. But they got it, and now they're reselling it to people to make a profit. They got it for free now, but now they're reselling it. Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that? So now when you are telling us that the assessment was done and it was done and all of this, and you guys made sure that persons did not manipulate the system, then what do you call that? Somebody explain it to me. What do you call that? Isn't that manipulation? Easy fix, what's up? Like and share the live, guys. Like and share the live. Yeah.
We're asking the government to really change, and there are more other constituents to get some assistance. The housing program should go for those who need it. As we were talking earlier, he and I compared notes. There are people who've received housing benefits who had zero damage, and they are reselling the supplies. They're selling back the cement, they're selling back the steel, they're selling back the stone. That means they didn't need it. We're asking the government to reassess it and to use the stakeholders in the community, like the political representatives, to help to guide them. Congratulations, all the best with your rebuilding.
And that is solid. Use the MP them for help to guide them in the process of assessment. Because, listen, Jamaica, I am certain what she's saying is true. When I ask Christ, the Jamaica Labour Party is inherently corrupt. When I ask Christ if people actually get supplies that did not need any. When I ask Christ, say they must select back to people. Jamaica wants skullduggery, corruption, infested, cancerous place. And it starts from the top, from the Prime Minister goes straight down. Nasty. Disgusting, man.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Good morning, everyone. Eastern Westmoreland is where working in landform is still having quite a bit of challenges. The main issue of concern at this point in time, I would say, is still around shelter. We have quite a bit of our constituents who are still residing in unacceptable conditions. I went to a community by the name of Hamilton recently with a group that was making a donation. And one of the residents spoke to the condition in which he's living. And what he has to do is to use a tarpaulin and the back of it to prevent some of the wind from coming in is actually the side of a grave. That's the reality as to how persons are still living within the constituency. The roof program, as outlined by the government, has not benefited everyone that is affected as yet. I'm still hopeful that those who remain without any level of assistance will receive the assistance in due course. And the way in which it is structured is causing quite a bit of heartache.
Listen to this.
Because the fact that only selected hardwares were chosen has caused some of my constituents, for example, from Betterton, who have to go all the way to Savannah Lamar to get the supplies. They have actually spent about 80 or 100,000 in transportation costs.
Persons in Betheltown have to spend $80,000 to $100,000 in transportation costs to get the material to their house. So you know that Betheltown flat, right? So the majority, almost everybody in Betheltown house, flat. So you know, say anybody that is getting help in Betheltown is going to get $500,000. They are qualified for it. Out of the $500,000 when them get Jamaica, 400,000 or 420,000 is being used to buy the supplies, to do whatever them choose to do with it in rebuilding. 80,000 to 100,000 of that is gone into transportation costs. That is insane. And you're telling me that these people did not assess the situation and done anything? Where's the caringness of the government to help these people to ease off the pressure, the mental pressure of Hurricane Melissa aftermath. It's like they want the people to crack. It's like they want the people to fold under pressure, Jamaica. That's what I get from what I am seeing from the government and the way how they're operating. That's if I was in Westmoreland, I'm telling you, nobody couldn't tell me the government not trying to do the worst to the people in West and Hanover and St. Elizabeth. And we all know why. $80,000 to $100,000 in. Come on, man.
So let's imagine that you're receiving the $500,000 as your houses in the discharge. But because we did that Seneca hardware in Metelton, or what else in the Eastern Rescue, you have to go all the way across the parish. The transportation cost of bringing goods to where they live has caused them to be losing about $80,000 to $100,000 over the summer. That could otherwise go to the building material. For persons who were told that they could use this first $75,000 to do other things, like this, food or buy furniture or whatever it is, those persons have had to travel to Montenegro, to the remittance companies to try and get the funding from those remittance companies. And that, as you have seen in the media, has been nothing short of chaos.
No, Jamaica, there is outside of the challenges that we're hearing in terms of transportation and everything, those challenges are going to be increased. So moving forward, do you guys think that there's going to be an accelerated pace in assessment and helping persons that actually, their houses were destroyed, their roof were destroyed? Do you think it's going to accelerate or do you think it's going to slow down? I think it's going to slow down dramatically, and here's why. The cost itself, even if they get these, locations closer to the people, the cost of fuel and transportation is going to skyrocket still. Even the cost of the materials are going to change dramatically. And there's going to be a high demand for them. And there might be a supply issue. So now things are going to ramp up even more where prices are concerned. No. Everywhere the people them turn, Maka juke them Jamaica. As Granny used to say, everywhere me turn, Maka juke me. Damn, man. Damn.
28th of February.
Taxi people don't want the money.
In Darrell Vaz saying, if anybody tell you otherwise, it's rubbish. The Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, has taken the excise fuel tax, off the Canadian consumers. He stopped that, just like what you had there, where the government charging seven something, how much dollar in my charge extra in our one to buy gas, won't have to pay. And in not paying. The government of Canada has reduced that. I've removed that. The government of Canada coming up is going to give us grocery money, different from rebate GST. They have increased because of inflation, all benefits. Check the people are getting it. It shows the inflation of what is in there is happening. When Darvas coming out and saying what he's saying about his rubbish, I think he needs to apologize to my fellow citizens of Jamaica. He is rude, disrespectful, and out of order and disingenuous.
Hold on. Raleigh.
Yeah, man.
Can the government of Jamaica afford anything like what this caller is saying is happening in Canada?
Well, Colin, when government projected the budget, they are projecting to collect $46 billion from Petrojam at the $62 per barrel for oil.
Yes.
Oil is now at $100 per barrel. So based on the ad valorem tax, the government is collecting more money than they projected for. So the government has room to reduce the tax on fuel without doing any violence to the budget. That's on one side. On the other side, Colin, the government still have access to $512 billion Jamaican dollars that they lined up in borrowing and was boasting about. What is it happening? So within all of the crisis, they are not planning to draw down any of that money. They are not planning to give back any of the increase in ad valorem taxes that they are collecting. The lady's right.
Hold on there.
Wow. So the great economist Ralston Hyman. I mean, if you timestamp this, mighty God, I have to put out a video. This is okay. Let me timestamp. Let me. Y'all give me a second, man. Y'all give me a second. I'm doing research work right now in terms of scoping through Ralston and this discussion right here, because this is the biggest thing. How the options that the government have. We have to understand these things because they come out and tell us that there's no other way, and it's rubbish because the lady is right. How you doing, Tricia? The lady is actually right about Canada. She's the second person. Wow, what a beautiful lady, sweet pea original. Man, I think the husband must love you. Anyway, yeah. So in Canada, my friend in Canada, he said it. He was on the program in length the other day. We were on TikTok and I was on YouTube as well. And he lives in Canada and he says that's what the Prime Minister, the President over there is doing for the people. This lady has now added to, they are planning to give them grocery money because they know things are going to be challenging. So imagine Canada is saying, listen, we are going to hold it together for you guys. You're not going to put pressure on you, the people, because, of what is happening. We are going to hold that. Why Jamaica can't do that? Because if a $62 per barrel they want to plan and then project forget this amount of money in terms of taxes for this year, and it's actually $100 a barrel for oil. 62 minus 100 is 38. That's an additional $38 on every single barrel of oil that is used in Jamaica or purchased. The markup, the profit, the taxes, the projection. All right, so let us look at the math. And it's easy math. Let me play it back. It's easy math. Let me play back Ralston and see how I about.
Room to reduce the tax on fuel to collect.
Can the government of Jamaica afford anything like what this caller is saying is happening in Canada?
Well, Colin, when government projected the budget, they are projecting to collect 46 billion from Petrojam at the $62 per barrel for oil.
46 billion. $46 billion was projected at $62 a barrel. All right. So divide this by 100 and times it by 40 and times it by 38. Yeah. 8 times it by 38. So that would be 17 billion 480 million. All right, 17.48 billion. So add 17.48 billion. Add 17.48 billion to 46 billion. $63.48 billion. So the government, thank you, the government of Jamaica would be getting an additional $17.48 billion because of the prices of fuel that they are collecting from Petrojam alone. Listen.
Well, Colin, when the government projected the budget, they are projecting to collect 46 billion from Petrojam at the $62 per barrel for oil.
Yes.
Oil is now at $100 per barrel. So based on the ad valorem tax, the government is collecting more money than they projected for.
Yes.
So the government has room to reduce the tax on fuel.
So you see, this would be the additional money. It would be an estimate of $63.48 billion instead of 46, based off the projection using the number for each barrel of oil. I did some quick math, but it's around 63.48 billion. It could be more because it was projection from them, so I just used their own projection to project the additional cost of the barrel of oil and additional fuel potential taxes that they will get from Petrojam. And here we are. So they can actually do that because they have this large amount of money that they would have expected to collect.
Without doing any violence to the budget. That's on one side. On the other side, Colin, the government still have access to 512 billion Jamaican dollars that they lined up in borrowing and was boasting about. What is it happening? So within all of the crisis, they are not planning to draw down any of that money. They are not planning to give back any of the increase in ad valorem taxes that they are collecting. The lady's right.
Hold on there.
$510 billion that them have hold up. So the money, yo, Jamaica, the government can more than help them as some wicked and liar, you know. They can mitigate and ease down the pressures, you know. My goodness.
Hold on. Because I want to hear where the Prime Minister said today. Hold on, listen to the Prime Minister speak today. Listen to the Prime Minister.
The government of Jamaica through Petrojam and in coordination with the Ministry
Hold on, let me take him up further.
in consumer protection for smaller increases enable greater flexibility during larger global. But it has to, something has to happen because the level of traffic that I'm seeing on the road doesn't show me that anybody realizes that there's a war and the price of fuel and oil is just continuing to go up and up and up.
Him sound like the Prime Minister rally.
Yeah, man.
Because we should be getting from the Prime Minister some, not what he's saying, but something similar with clear guidance. Because he might talk a lot of rubbish as just a rally when he must say no government in the world can do not. What is he talking about?
Nonsense, man. And I'm saying to you that this page, part 3, page 25 of the fiscal policy paper, transfer from central government. The group of self-financing public sector enterprises is projected to transfer a total of 60 billion to the government of Jamaica. The central government by way of financial distributions, special distributions, and other taxes. Projected transfers include Petrojam Limited, transferring special consumption tax and ad valorem taxes to the government of 46.9 billion. That was projected at oil price of $62 per barrel. So I'm telling him that he's the one who is talking rubbish.
Rubbish.
Yep.
You realize that?
So you hear all of those numbers that he mentioned that's supposed to be transferred to the government at $62 per barrel. So you can imagine the increase. They projected $62 per barrel, now it's now 100. They're going to collect more taxes. They're going to collect more money from Petrojam specifically so they can mitigate the prices. No.
That's why I say Colin and Uncle Ralston. He's telling work from home. So he's trying to tell the working class of Jamaica that they're on their own, that they need to absorb the cost for high electricity because
that's exactly
when
what he's saying.
Yeah, man.
The bit go higher.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But I mean,
We shouldn't even we should take it to the proverbial grain of salt because he's not the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Correct.
You hear anybody else from the government speak about the war? This is the
No.
only man that stepped forward and talked to the country about the war. He's the Prime Minister.
Correct. But Colin.
No, but serious rally. Anybody
Yeah, man.
else talk to us?
No, man. He has to take the Prime Minister.
Say what he say are rubbish. He's the only person who come forward and say, listen, something have it happen.
True.
Yeah, man.
Nobody else don't talk to him.
This is true.
The Prime Minister has abdicated his responsibility.
Right, so like Vaz, I don't like him.
Yeah,
And him
man.
come forward now,
Yeah,
come
man.
say something.
You got a point.
Because we right here on this channel, you rally as a
Yeah, man.
teacher. I've been
Yeah,
saying
man.
to us that the government need to come speak.
Yeah, man.
See, the government
man.
just spoke.
Yeah, man.
Unacceptable.
Well, accept it or not, I'm the only person from the executive that speak about the war so far.
And this Nara when come out yesterday, spend the whole time talking about this dead sitting when I have no use. When I have nothing, which we hear is that
It's coming from Colombia. It's coming from Damrep. You know the
Yeah,
company named Dangote?
Nigeria.
Next year, you stay there.
No, man. 10, 50
No,
years.
that's not going to happen.
No, sir,
Let
10,
me
15 years
repeat
too
something
much.
to the world. And they can sue me if they want. These are not the views of Portland Spice students. The company drilling the oil broker than a church mouse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. Well, let them say it. Them say it. Them
And
they
even,
are suing for that. God,
and
them
even
say
if they, and even if they had money, that's a long-term thing. Them thing, 1, 2, 3, a long-term
10
thing.
years for them to
Yeah,
turn around.
yeah, man, 10
But you
years,
know
yeah,
what
man.
is going to happen with this weak paper tiger and jokey prime minister you have? Don't be surprised if you hear that this company is no longer the company doing it, and you hear it's a company out of the United States of America.
Out of
Then when
Texas?
they dig deeper,
Mm-hmm.
then when they dig deeper, it's a company that has ties to Arizona. Anyway, I'm not going to give no trouble to that gone. Good evening, former ambassador.
Ambassador, later. Serious intervention there by Ed Boy.
Yeah, man.
Because
Yeah, man.
we know, here is Ed Boy telling us exactly what the deal.
Chief Financial Officer and Ricardo Names, Logistic and Marketing Manager.
Hold on.
And it is important that I update Jamaica on the financial impact of global crude and petroleum price increases. That's all. And anyone who takes that. I have tried to simplify it so that every Jamaican can understand the impact that this is having on Jamaica as a result of the war. So prior to the recent geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, global oil prices were relatively stable, on average $70 per litre, with moderate fluctuations. However, the escalation in tensions...
He's out, Mr. Vaz. It's not $70 a litre, man. It's $70 a barrel. So let's just get that right. But I want to hear it from him. And when we've been saying to Jamaica, led by the principal, the professor, the #1 financial analyst in Jamaica and the Caribbean, when he said to us that the budget needs to be recast.
Mm-hmm.
When the fiscal commissioner said the budget no have no use. See there, you know? You are casting the budget. Rally, is it that the budget work a different way where you just come up with a figure and say, all right, we have put oil at $62 a barrel on average, even though oil at the time when you are doing that was at $70 a barrel? Hold on, Rally. Hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're talking about fiscal. The fiscal policy paper, part 2, page 13. The oil price forecast for this year, $62.20. Next year, $60. The year after, $60. The year after, $62.50. And 29, 30, $65. So where was he when they were casting these things? And I've never read it.
So, hold on, what informed those figures? What informed?
I don't know. I don't know. Somebody should ask him.
Because, hold on, man. We have to go back to Daryl. Hold on, Daryl. Hold on, Daryl. Hold on. Come back here, so because, hold on.
Right, so that every Jamaican can understand.
Listen, Daryl, again.
The impact. I want you to listen to me carefully now.
Where are the sympathizers of this government? Find it.
The money because we
paid
how much
insurance. We paid.
And the press conference is telling the crisis on the people. There's no provision in the budget.
You caught me between a rock and a hard place.
Electricity in Jamaica now, nephew.
It's your garbage. It is downright. We personally believe that Andrew Holness and the administration know exactly what they're doing. It can't be lack of vision for everything. It must be purpose at this point.
Yes.
May I try to be rational about this, Carla?
No.
Because
After 10 years, after 10 years?
No, what they thought, you see, at the time they said that the oil market was stable. Oil can't stable.
You cannot exactly.
Oil
cannot be stable because the region in which it comes from and the region in which it comes from is always in a turmoil. There's always something going on over there.
True.
So how are you going to put stability on oil?
Yeah. And
so I just think that it is not a lack of vision. It is just downright wickedness.
True.
And you need to stop it.
I agree. I've been saying that.
All right, Carla.
I've been saying that. I believe it's incompetence and wickedness at the same time.
Hey, Mr. Bell, you know how long I've been trying to get you, man?
Oh, you
come on your program, and convince Cardi. Otherwise, they're going to be in to you and your listeners.
Yes, sir.
And the people in the chat room.
Yeah.
Let me call you for say that. I don't know if it's true. When I'm a sister,
the government have to come up with something, maybe come up with something like in a COVID where we work for a woman, them something there. Taxi people don't want the money. The tax data that you present, you know.
Them can't do that, man. Them can't do that.
They try to take
and if I were boss, I'd have him 1 3 smarty.
rubbish, dunce,
Yeah,
stupid, political acts, singing for the supper.
Good. Let's start a big for Marlon get a bone, you know. That's and come and say, people, this is it. This is
It's still blocked. Yeah, man. The Chinese and other people have a different idea about that.
Let's take another call. Go ahead, caller. Good evening and welcome to the college.
That the Iranians have, because they have the Houthi rebels who can stop anything from passing through Bab el Mandeb.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what is happening to the Strait of Hormuz?
Me there look upon the whole crisis with the war and how it affect Jamaica, and the fact say the government, the roof program. I also have one more thing to do. I go look upon one small argument from Holness, where him just not make no sense. Like just you know what I mean? So yeah. But there's a part of this that I try to find.
Get to the new people and what they can manipulate. Yeah.
Specs now for tourism.
And to be thinking about renewal.
In summer, we should be in summer. Our electricity should be generated, and not just summer, but even the dry time, January up to April. We should not generate all our electricity from the sun.
As to come out and talk about movements and shutting down and things like that.
Crash the economy, man. Madness, rubbish.
With the current slow productivity and low productivity.
Madman,
does that make sense?
Madman.
No, you have to put us in a depression.
This is a person that come out and say people are dumb, dark, and stupid. It's time for us to stop the Jamaican people forward. I don't want you to use the word that I'm thinking.
Hey Jada, were you guys watching me when I heard Daryl Vaz say that for the first time? Yo, I was super angry. I could not believe it. I was like, wait, what? Lockdown? What kind of nonsense this? Yo, me rub him out, man. I don't know if you remember. I tell the people on TikTok, I say, yo, only give me 5 minutes. Nobody not say nothing. Just make me talk. Because me if you blow off that steam and heart or something. I couldn't believe when I can't believe that these people are out in the road driving them car with them bike. Like say them don't know that there's a war in Iran. What? Huh? So they should go about their business? Taxi fares on the rise, ladies and gentlemen. Look out for it. Don't ask Christ. Don't ask Christ. Just know
talking about stopping people from moving.
Rubbish.
What would the impact be like on the country?
That will be putting the economy into a depression. Remember, we still haven't recovered from COVID-19 yet, the impact on the economy. So if he's talking about going back to COVID-19 measures, with the impact of Hurricane Melissa on the economy already down by 7.5%, you can see where we're going. Crash the thing.
Instead of we got bill 10,000 houses and
crash
the economy. We bill 10,000 houses, put people who get damaged instead of them depend on platform at about if government can build back house to everybody. We're not asking the government to build back house to everybody. We're asking the government to build back house to everybody who lose them house.
Exactly.
All of the people who move them house totally destroy. But build something for them and use that kind of activity to ramp up the Jamaican economy in this crisis.
Yeah.
I agree. Secondly, this NARA and using expert. Who's gonna pay for these experts?
No, we man.
Well, the people of Jamaica, taxpayers.
Where the money is gonna come from?
No, the loan. That them a plan to use the loan, do you know? To go through the NARA so then get rich out tight.
Is this the case of creating area for people to earn money?
Yeah, man.
Well, it's supposed to assist with the recovery or the building back of Jamaica. But when you listen to the projects that they are talking about, it don't really have nothing to do with assisting people, getting back people's lives to even where they were before the hurricane or even better.
No.
We don't hear them talking about the resilience of the build back anymore. You realize that we're going through the wind already.
And Mr. Bell, that geezer that you always entertain in your program, you need to eventually look at it as a glass. 3/4 with sand, and you put water in it. When you strain the sand off, the amount of water in it. You have these people that sit in a group. They say, okay, I'm going to be disruptive like a student in the classroom. We are adults. We are serious about getting the country You know,
Going forward.
you know, it's time for us to think about, you know, as you mentioned about solar system and hydro
Yeah, man.
system and things like
Yeah,
that.
man. Yeah, man.
Use fossil fuel.
That's supposed to be the biggest investment we are talking about now. Yeah, man.
It is becoming difficult now.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, that's all I have to say.
Rate that
Right,
call
sir.
there. That call there that call there go on good.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, man, that is where we should be going, Ralston.
That should be the biggest investment now. Yeah.
Yeah, man, with the oil problem, we should have
Energy
a
and
this as
food.
Jamaicans. We are going to build out our solar farms.
Yeah, man.
If you want,
About farm, the food. Yep. Yep.
we need to pay farmers to go make sure that we have food in this country. Zoom with them. or people rally.
Yeah, man.
And when they
They
hear
don't know
Darrell
what-
Vaz today, it
Yeah.
tells you that the
Yeah.
government don't know where to go, where to turn, what
Yeah,
to
man.
do. They don't
They're,
have a clue.
they're bankrupt. Yeah, man.
Anyway, Rally, your final thoughts as we wrap up this evening.
Well, as we are saying, the crisis is intensifying. Even if the war done tomorrow, all international experts at the IMF, the World Bank, Wall Street, OECD are saying that the economy has been permanently scarred and people must focus on energy and food security at this particular point in time. So what we are saying to the minister, what is it that you are saying is inadequate? You are collecting more money from the ad valorem tax so you can reduce the burden on the Jamaican people. We're also saying that you have 512 billion Jamaican dollars available to you. You can also use some of that in order to get the economy back on track. Because if you go back to the COVID measures, which we have not fully recovered from, we are going to find ourselves in a steep recession or even a depression, which will have significant negative social and economic consequences. Simple.
Thank you, my brother. We'll talk again Saturday. Blessings.
Blessings. Blessings.
One love, my brother.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
Listeners and viewers, if you have not yet subscribed to Portland Spice TV, please subscribe, like, and share. That was Ralston Iman, ace financial analyst in Jamaica and the Caribbean. No second, no third. Anybody next? Fourth, down the road. Thank you, listeners and viewers, for being with us this evening. Thanks to Ralston Iman for sharing with us.
Right? Switch how many years on the charging way for the insurance. And if you did
to sell a narrative. No real work. Is why we're St. Elizabeth, the police was reporting over 400 students did not return.
Sure. Give us an update of what took place in the Jamaican financial arena today.
Well, nothing significant happening. Nothing acquired.
Also, Richard Pandu told us today that food price will be going up by the middle of this month.
Yeah, man. He's right.
Now come down back right now.
They're not coming.
All right, so food prices are going to rise. We all know that. Let me go to this here, man. Something I'm not trying to find, I'm not finding it. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Let me hear this foolishness so that brother I talk about right. That's real quick. All right, let's go to it, Jamaica.
It's not designed to circumvent, bypass, for the purpose of facilitating corruption or lack of transparency. It's not anti-competitive. It's not exclusionary. And because of our history and our liberal democracy.
Do you know how bad it is that this is the argument and the line that the Prime Minister of Jamaica has to take? Him not have no shame. He's talking about Nara, you know. He's talking about Nara. He's telling you what Nara is not designed for because persons believe that they're going to use it to scam us Jamaica and thief our money. As the Prime Minister of Jamaica, as he said in Nara, you don't realize that the public don't have no trust in you. Not even Labour right don't trust you, Andrew. Them just die-hearted and whoever they are the head, and that them I work with. And then we go and drink poison until then, you know, whatever happen. Right? Them loyal to a fault. Mighty God, listen to the first part of this already, what the man has said about Nara.
NARA is not designed to circumvent, bypass, for the purpose of facilitating corruption.
Jamaica, I remember, this reminds me of when Andrew said, I am not lying. I am not lying to you. It is not a lie. Listen to him tone of it. It's the same Energy right as well.
NARA is not designed to circumvent, bypass for the purpose of facilitating corruption or lack of transparency. It's not anti-competitive. It's not exclusionary. And because of our history and our liberal democracy, it is important that stakeholders question everything the government proposes. We used to say, the role of the opposition is to oppose everything, propose nothing, and bring down the government. That's what the thought was, but we never acted that way. No, I took the view.
Am I missing something? Did you guys catch what you just said?
Down the government. That's what the thought was. Stakeholders question everything the government proposes. We used to say, the role of the opposition is to oppose everything, propose nothing, and bring down the government. That's what the thought was, but we never acted that way. No, I took the view that we must be constructive. So,
and also it shows that our party.
We will bring information to people where they are and in the forms they use.
And also it shows that our party leader is on the ground, suffering the same pressures that the average Jamaican does. In terms of going to a gas station, don't know which one have good or bad gas, and has purchased bad gas.
Can you imagine, on that instance, I was about to take my wife to church in our constituency. We didn't intend to film the car. It was an intention of filming me taking my wife to church, what would be our day like in the constituency, that kind of thing. What role would I be playing there? And it so happens that when we went into the car, it wouldn't start. and that became the story, rather than me taking my wife to church. Because she was saying to me, hurry. And I'm pressing the button and the car wouldn't start. We took the car to a mechanic who recommended that we get a particular treatment and booster cleaner and a particular treatment. And then we went to the Healing Nation on Wednesday. We went to the Healing Nation convention at the arena. Car was driving perfectly fine then. But when we hit the highway,
stop again.
It just lost power until it shut down. I thought we drove out the first one and we refilled at a different station. And apparently another bout of bad gas. But you see, I think what has happened is that maybe I don't know, I'm just speculating. I suspect that it has so clogged the injectors that right now it is now in the garage being I don't know what has happened, and tomorrow I'll get the full diagnosis from the mechanic, but I suspect that between engine and injectors that I will have a serious repair bill.
And therefore when he speaks to the issue of bad gas, from first-hand experience.
People who make that kind of criticism don't understand media. You use all the forms of communication, and that is my job. My job is to bring to the public the political understanding of issues. I get a sense from Jamaicans that there are some Jamaicans who want to make excuses for government failure. This is an ultimate failure of the government. It's a political issue. Make no mistake about it. From our perspective, the law gives the minister a duty to supervise, oversee, and regulate the petroleum industry. There is a failure in that. So I'm not apologizing to anyone who thinks that in doing my job I'm politicizing. Of course, it is a political matter.
All of the comrades, all of the vloggers, all of you, do not apologize for politicizing political issues. It is your job. Listen to what the man said a while ago.
Failure in that. So I'm not apologizing to anyone who thinks that in doing my job I'm politicizing. Of course, it is a political matter. And, one must also make the point. As it was in healthcare, we too face certain crises. We too face threats. But the Jamaica Labour Party political administration of the government did not have the results as the PNP had with Chick V and other threats and dead babies? Why is it that these things happen under the PNP administration and not under the Jamaica Labour Party administration? Because a different political administration. We have two different political views on how things should be managed.
The little things that makes a difference.
Yes.
The little
When you
things.
clean the drains.
So I'm not going to make any apology.
You clean the drains, you take out the garbage. Jamaica, you know, I don't know if you guys see it, but it's just every single lie that they have told, every single lie the Jamaica Labour Party has told, it has come to bite them back right now. Cleaning off which drain? You mean when Hurricane Melissa wanna come out there, wanna rush to clean out Sandy Gully? The lack of cleaning of the drain is the reason why so much place are flooded right now. God is exposing them, and the place them a mash up. So the political issues, like the failure of the government to do their job, we are going to continue to shine the light because Andrew Holness never ease up and he never apologized for it neither. So all the comrades out there, if you don't have to do a video every day if you highlight the pothole in the road you want to live, you want to highlight it. Do a video every day or every week if you highlight the terrible condition of the roadway them and the drain them, you want to highlight it. Because it's the ultimate failure of the government. And it is a political issue. You understand? Good.
Or give any succor to those people who would want to see the Labour Party keep quiet on important issues.
You want to hear that PNP? Don't let the Labour Right Party tell you about no bad mind. If you have to do a press conference every 2 weeks or every month over what is going on in Jamaica, do it. Mark Jefferson Golden, do it. Peter Gay Ferguson, do it. Nikisha Burchell, do it. Do it. I'm telling you, man. Listen to this now. And before me play this, let me play back with Insider.
Propose everything, propose nothing, and bring down the competitive. It's not exclusionary. And our liberal democracy, it is important that stakeholders question everything the government proposes. We used to say, the role of the opposition is to oppose everything, propose nothing, and bring down the government. That's what the thought was, but we never acted that way.
We don't feel comfortable sitting in Parliament with a Minister of Government who has openly accepted responsibility.
So, want to Marissa Dalrymple, Andrew. Want to you where your statutory declaration is uncertified. Why should anybody sit down in the Parliament with you? Let's be clear about that. Let's just put that out there first. Let's continue.
Expresses no regret for the act, where a Commissioner of Parliament has confirmed that the act...
You did not express any regret for not being certified. What you did was sue the Integrity Commission. What you did was put out an affidavit to have them remove the portion of the Integrity Commission Act that deals with investigating illicit enrichment. That's what they did, Andrew. Those were some of the things that you did. And you're still in court with the Integrity Commission right now. You asked the judge to certify you. To have the report be null and void. As if all of it is not facts. Like they told a lie on you. That's what you did.
corrupt and has referred it for prosecution. Where a Commissioner of Parliament has confirmed that the act is corrupt and has referred it for prosecution. And that minister shows no sign of wanting to resign, or the Prime Minister showing no signs of moving to dismiss the minister.
With all the sympathy that one can have for support, this is embarrassing. Not only to the government as a party, not only the PNP, but to the government, to Jamaica, to all of us. Our heads bow this morning with this sort of reaction.
So you hear them. Mr. Hassan that built some shops for some poor people. Man say, brother, our people in mail, when I talk about this and that and everything. And they were so strong about it. But our heads bow, our heads are down. Why on the head not down and Andrew is uncertified? And several other members of the cabinet is being investigated by the Integrity Commission. And you guys came out here and you milked this. You pressured Richard Azan to resign. You pressured the government and used to, and I'm saying the People's National Party, right? You guys need to exhaust every single option and have to keep the same pressure on Andrew Holness. Every chance you get, you must mention that the man is uncertified. Every chance you get, and he should resign. Open your speech. Every chance you get, you go up on the Hansard. Open your speech too. Why are we in this parliament sitting in front of somebody that cannot be certified over this period of time? Albeit it's something that is in the courts. Looking at the facts, he should remove himself from the position and stop putting this stain on the Jamaican. Our heads are bowed down. It is a disgrace that we have an uncertified creature in the country. If Richard Azan make Pernell Charles Senior a whole long female, and it is, listen to them.
So we have to take firm actions in this regard. It is a dark day for Jamaica, where the Prime Minister is unwilling or afraid to act against a minister in which the public has lost total confidence and in which the institutions of the society are all agree that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them.
Jamaica, you mean like Christopher Tufton, who has breached the trust of the Jamaican people in dealing with the healthcare sector, the cost overrun of all cost overrun in CRH, Cornell Regional Hospital? You mean like Marissa Dalrymple, we find guilty and you put her back in the office? You mean like Floyd Green said no movements there? You mean like Andrew Wheatley when nobody no trust? We're absent? All the other people when you call up Bobby Montague in this, like you mean like those people that you have not removed? You mean like Everett Wilmington? You mean like your wife that is the Speaker of the House? That is a conflict of interest and you haven't removed? All of those things match up to this. No, as a matter of fact, some of them are worse than what you're talking about Richard Azan. That's a fact. Listen to him.
To the government, to Jamaica, to all of us, our heads bow this morning with this sort of reaction.
So we have to take firm actions in this regard. It is a dark day for Jamaica.
It's a dark day for Jamaica that Richard Azan built 4 shops or 5 shops or a few shops for some poor people and didn't go through the right process of doing it. It's a dark day. He never made $1 in Jamaica. He did not earn money from it. But it's a dark day. It's a dark day, Jamaica.
Where the Prime Minister is unwilling or afraid to act against a minister in which the public has lost total confidence and in which the institutions of the society are all agree that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. I believe that this has the potential, if it continues, to bring down the entire government.
Andrew Holness said that Richard Azan building a few shops to some poor people have the potential to bring down the entire government if he does not resign. They refuse to sit in parliament according to this. They refuse to sit in parliament with Richard Azan. They gave them an ultimatum. That's what he did, Jamaica. And listen to him here, sir. It's a dark day and he can bring down the government. But
everything the government proposes. We used to say, the role of the opposition is to oppose everything, propose nothing, and bring down the government. That's what the thought was. But we never acted that way.
Lies.
No, I took the view that we must be constructive. So even in things like getting the IMF program on board and getting all the legislation required by the IMF, we took a proactive and constructive approach and worked with the government to ensure that this national objective was achieved.
This man is incredible. So hold on, Andrew. So you are saying the IMF, structure the IMF, that your government caused when you was in power before Mama P, you... Let me go for the article right now, because this man here piss me off. Jamaica, I want to understand exactly what the man talk about. You know. What a guy. What a guy. Sydney, where you deal with? This man is incredible. What a guy. What the article, the Lord have mercy? Hold on it. They know.
The article in the meantime.
Yes, man.
The article. No. I just say the Minister of Health now. They are the Prime Minister, the Minister of Health, like two top man then. And you want to tell me, say Fenton Ferguson, the PMP, who make one little mistake, and we all know say what I'm saying, and not really that way they mean it. In when meet we say, one little mistake, you know, and then came down in the gutter, in the trench, or the baby business. And this Minister of Health have around 10 something around the man throat like a truckle. Every week, man, implicating or something. Now you have run a board, you run a board, this latest one, you put in a board. And the board that you put in, you fire the first board and put in the board, and the board is worse. And the mountain knows the boy right now say a $40 billion home. Up where you are run, because you are run up there, you are Minister of Health, you know, so for you are run that and $40 billion and pay tax. Now, me now say, under you the whole $40 billion there, no. But whatever come under you, and you take up the work, and you take up the road, you fire, you see something wrong, and you fire the
We have to fix it.
And when you fire the motor, and look at what you fix it, you know,
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who...
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
And you're getting paid. You're getting paid. And you like say, you're not getting no pay and no free you do it for. And so much money now we are on the tax. So much money missing under your portfolio. What you did you do?
Tell them, brother.
What you did you do?
I don't
No,
know.
you know, beat down Fenton Ferguson, so tell me, me no know, say, who never stick catch up the man, who no beat him. And I one little mistake in like. No, the baby, some little baby was like under him thing, we sorry about that. But, you know,
But brother,
and one no go
member say,
member say
25 baby dead, you know, in 25 days, you know.
Yes. He said, what baby in a Fenton Ferguson time, you know. This Prime Minister saying he can't sleep because his baby are crying and he is. If he lie down, his baby are crying. And your baby say, if the JP was in power, they wouldn't dead. That's why I said, I tell him, you know.
Yes. Yes.
That's how when you were young. Yes, so and Pitney, in Latin, and the Pitney them. When young, then so your baby, they cry.
Yes.
And I must stop like sick man for baby, you know.
Yes, a 200 and odd Pitney over the last 2 years.
And no. Me want to know if them are picking a brand which was intelligent more than them when the guy be here that was intelligent. Them not intelligent, we know say a wicked and want to cry you for again. Are you must see you go to India, I go a place there, Israel, go wall, put your hand on walls.
A constructive approach and work.
Now you touch your wall, you pick them a cry, but you can't hear them. And then you can't, all them a cry to you back on that, the sound they know.
Alright, make you play this. Can I find the article? Listen back to him, I say.
All the legislation required by the IMF, we took a proactive and constructive approach and worked with the government to ensure that this national objective was achieved.
Jamaica, let me go into some context. I'm on the IMF website right now. All right, this article in the IMF is called Jamaica and the IMF, the Power of Partnership and Ownership. It's the IMF lending case study for Jamaica. That means how much money them lend Jamaica and the lending contract between Jamaica and the IMF and the history, right? All right. This part of the article says that after a debt exchange in 2010 and yet another IMF supported program that went off track in 2011, the country was on the verge of economic meltdown with no access to international capital market. Jamaica once again turned to the IMF in spring of 2013 for financial support. Jamaica, who when I promised in 2013, Mama P, 2011 I JLP in a power, and the man then met the program go off track. The country was on the verge of economic meltdown with no access to no capital market, no IMF, no World Bank, no nothing. No article me I read more and if you know this, you can get the link for the article if you don't want labor right. You can get the link for the article if you want. Don't be a dunce. Do not be a dunce in a Jesus name. This is the reality. Now hear this man right here, so now I gotta say. They did the responsible thing to facilitate the deal with the IMF. Brother, you never have no choice. You never have no choice. You embarrass this country. Your government put us into an unbelievably difficult situation. We were on the verge of collapsing economically. You know hear what the man say? The verge of economic meltdown. No want to sink in their skin, Sydney. They need to understand how hard that was for the People's National Party. Forget you back on track.
I don't lie you at them. Give me 3 minutes, make me can come
Go
in there
through.
with the verge and say them back up. No, let me tell you something. The IMF, PJ participants of the IMF and tell them tata. Here comes Andy Shah and Bruce Holding them come in and then go back to the IMF.
Yes.
2 people participants of the IMF and we record gets so clean.
Yes.
The IMF used to tell you how to run your business like you didn't get back the money. Like them fire some nurse, fire some teacher.
Yes.
To take on some doctor.
Austerity measures. Austerity
Right.
measures.
Austerity measures, all them to do their money. But you will PJ participants angle them so clean and we pay them off until we know what them a dime. Clean. The IMF.
Right.
Them make them program going on. Hardly Shah and Bruce go to make them program and go to the IMF and tell them, say, what we are going to do. Listening, and the IMF tell them again, no, the very record was so clean and them fees up with bought it. And the first, somebody carry account, you carry for them program, go to the IMF. Tell them what they want to do.
More challenge upon that, you know.
I know IMF tell you what to do again, you know, them program to IMF now.
No. Me a challenge upon that, Sydney. And I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. I'm going to look into it because it's important to get the facts about that. From what I understand, you know, I think I heard from Ranston Iman, they were so stupid that they did not even look at the austerity measures. Then basically just take the deal, any deal. They say this is the deal, and they just take the deal. They never write down nothing. I know that I understand. I mean, I not say wrong, you know. But me go back. Me go call. Hold on, me go call Ranston and ask him. The program about that specifically, because from what I understand, then get the program from them with the austerity measures, and them just say, yeah man, we just want the money. We don't really care. They now look at the fine print, and then they never attempt to pass none. I test them, and that's how we get in a problem.
That is it now. IMF come out 2 or 3 times to meet them. And you know what they do? They hide. Adlisha hide. Hide Katina Christine Lagarde who fan the people them. When they come and they never get to talk to him around 2 times or so. hide them have to go back without kick them in when they find out say the thing now come up to par. When them say if do at least none I test them man pass. So then come to say what one.
Yes.
Because you do your one thing and me can't hear me no see nothing come up here now. So what one and hide them. And when them gone in surface back. They go underground when they come here and when they gone them come up back and with them big delta you know. All the shot fighting, all the shot, you know. When they talk, the place jerk, the parliament jerk.
Manor yard, yeah.
And stuff he invites So look here. So when him come now and can pass the test them now and pressure start take we now. The hardest way. And it may have fill it up and the election run. And them lose the election when Sister P them go in there. Not no in there for we, you know. Not left in there.
Nothing could have left. You talk about economic meltdown.
Yes, that is the meltdown.
Yeah, not left.
Your Sister P now. Sister P and Peter Phillips now. May I speed it up. I feel left. I think I want Christmas Day. No, as a woman to woman, because I think she tells somebody now if there was a man, she would need left for Christmas dinner, and I come to chat to another guy that I feel me. That I said that I would be fair time, you know. But as a woman to woman, she accommodate her and say, all right then. Me a woman, you a woman. Let me see what me can do then for you. I then pay a private to me and a secret to me, but I saw you go from man to woman, you know it go already. And them talk, and when them talk, you know, then give the IMF, them even talk themselves after Peter Phillips, them do the thing, them say, and just give them something to say, you know, when you left France so far, and come by your knee right, so I'm going to give you something. We don't want IMF look that way then.
I think
so
it was.
We never give you pass, you know. We don't want nobody to say we never give you a chance. And when them come back at Jamaica, you say, the reason why PNP do so good in Haiti, you know. Guess the main thing, you know why. Hardly shall we promise the work at them at that time, but double them pay and we get paid triple trick again, you know. And when them come in and them couldn't do it, with them foolishness now, you know what happened now? You tell them, say, take it or leave it. That yes. The public sector work at them, you know. Take it or leave it. The 2% or 3%, take it or leave it. And nobody died, no back. Good.
Them name the Labour Party, but them name the Labour Party, but them abuse the Labour force. That's crazy.
And you, when Peter Phillips them come, the first thing them do is call the workers. They know, say, you know, so when the public sector workers them strike and decide they now go the whole place come up, you know. No tax office now run, no hospital now run, no this now run, no juries now run. So you have to deal with them, the people. Good, you know, because if them can lock down the country right now if them want, you know.
Yes.
Peter Phillips and just seem to carry the book to the union and them and get the representative of the worker them and sit down around the table and say, watch ya, see there, we don't have time. See what we get ya. Please, we have to work, we don't know. They're not bad them up, you hear the difference? They're not bad them up, you know. They, one night time, you think they're good on for the over there, so over here they're good on for the need to the people then.
Yeah, me say Christmas Eve, some Christmas time or something like that. Then go over there and sit down with them. And me say my man, they walk with the resignation. I saw last time I was attacked. You must walk with the resignation to all things they type, brother.
Let me not tell you, man.
Mighty God.
You know, in the joke thing when a man knows me know when me I say, we can't get back up. I'm not telling no lie. And then go with the public sector work and sit down on the table and say we can't go to money percent, you know. So we got that wage freeze the X amount of time.
Yeah.
So here, because we have to build back. Because everything tear down. Not did they please me a half, so no. You hear the difference?
Yes.
And if people looking there and say, see the book here, you know. See the book here, I'm not a fool, you know, I'm not hide no book from you. See the union, see the book here. And then decide to sit down and work with that. The man say, what here? And no PNP ability, you know. And who know and we ability together.
Yeah.
So if you carry so further, all the way gone under the earth, now you know, so we don't kill yourself under the earth. Because I don't know we are doing it. And the people decide and say, I sit down back on no say, come on, not tell you no lie. I'm not going to take with 2%, how much percent we can get, and build it, and bring it back up. That we live from not like no growth. to go to a push or promote, you know, we don't want to call no wrong figure. Or else and they can't back me up. When we have promote, we have growth, you know. When push or lose, we have growth, you know.
Yeah, it definitely was pivoted because that's why when the JLP come in, they were saying 5 in 4 years, 5% growth in 4 years, because the economy was right to just ascend, you know, if managed properly. But chew bag of teeth and something from the Jamaica Labour Party. Yeah, but me want go back to this now.
And before you come in, one thing before you come in, the back up when me I say, if you don't remember when this man come in 2016, you know, one of the main things when campaign plan, him said teachers, him said people, citizens, who be going who pay school fee, who not go and get back on the money. Who not pay no school fee, who not now go pay none. So if a country when I run bad, he could have went to that. Who want to remember that, you know?
Whoa.
Listen what me say.
Mm-hmm.
The man say,
from economic meltdown to that.
Listen good people what me say. The man say who pay school fee, I go get back on the school fee, and who not pay none, now go pay none. So if a country match up, and member say school fee, school program are the biggest thing in that Jamaica.
I true, man. I true.
One of the biggest tax, and give them back their money. And I go read them out. When he win, he give them back their money. And who no pay, never pay none. So if a country will match up then, how you could have do that when you come in and not earn a cent yet, brother? You never earn a cent yet. As a prime minister, the whole you could have do it that every country will match up. Continue now, sir.
All right. So one important point of this, because Andrew Tabo said they facilitated this thing with the IMF and they did the responsible thing. Like I said, they were in one position that the IMF never trust them. The IMF never trust Andrew. They never trust the Jamaica Labour Party. They were the ones in power. I think the IMF forgot. They were the ones in power. If they had gone to the IMF wouldn't have a meeting with them. Thank God for Miss Lagarde. Thank God for Mama P. Thank God for woman and woman connection. Thank God for her personality. Because she begged for us. She went down on her knees for us. And Peter Phillips. Thank God for them. Thank God for Mark Golding, the entire team. Now look on this, Jamaica. It says here, the public said enough is enough. The economic program. Well, I know. The economic. No man. Me not say wrong, man. The economic program. Oh, them people. No work. Chuck. Remember say we do research, you know. So we don't want to spread no misinformation and not tell no lie about nothing, you know. So when me talk with fervor in my voice. Enough is enough, them say. Economic Program Oversight Committee was formed so stakeholders from the private sector, unions, government, academia, the media could come together to hold the government accountable for its reforms, commitments, and fiscal discipline under the reform program. With that, as described by Finance Minister Nigel Clark, what began as the IMF program became Jamaica's program with IMF support. This is what the People's National Party did. They brought everybody to the room to hold them accountable, to fix the mistake of the Jamaica Labour Party and also make sure that mistake never happen again because it's in legislation. They opened up the door to accountability. The Jamaica Labour Party didn't do anything talking about they were responsible and they didn't. Them couldn't fight shit. Or you if you can't fight anything with the IMF deal with when you are the one that bring us to the verge of economic meltdown. When the entire capital market in the world was not seeing us. They weren't taking any meetings with us because of the JLP. Listen to this man, brother. I can't believe
on the legislation required by the... No, I took the view that we must be constructive. So even in things like getting the IMF program on board and getting all the legislation required by the IMF, we took a proactive and constructive approach and worked with the government to ensure that this national objective was achieved. So there is a time and a place where the classic definition of how the opposition should operate should not apply.
Jamaica, Andrew Holness is saying, when you compare the IMF situation to NARA, it's the same thing. This is a moment where they should not oppose us. And that the argument is a madman I try to make, you know. What are the blows? How you if you compare NARA to the IMF situation? IMF was, the country has sink. We would have lose everything type of vibe. NARA is an entity that you want to use in a certain way to rebuild infrastructure, as you say. That's two totally different things. So the PMP is well within them right to oppose it, especially when it does not benefit the people of Jamaica, especially when there's clear loopholes and gaps, right, to facilitate corruption.
Bolo, wait, we back up where I say. Remember, my goal in your position, no, don't just criticize, you know. He tell you which part you're wrong. And like that the man just criticize, my man say you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, so. And when you go back and trick it out, you say you're wrong, you know.
Yeah, because
the man just criticize, you know.
what people don't understand,
tell you where you're wrong.
What people don't understand, you know. Mark Golding is a liar. He is a liar.
Right.
So when they come with the bill them in front time and they act them in front time, him so brilliant, he just read through them fast. You have one thing when they call quick read, and you have quick understanding and comprehension. Him have that. So he's brilliant, he's a nerd. Mark Golding is a nerd. A lot of the things where we have a conversation about, we just learn them something because I do my own reading. You feel me I say? But my virgin in the chat say, how far IMF reach? Explain. I don't understand the question. What do you mean how far IMF reach? If you talk about the actual, what the PMP did, what the PMP did is set the accountability where the IMF is concerned on autopilot. Based off the legislation where the PMP put in place under Mama P, no government moving forward cannot bring us back to where the JLPD carry in 2011. On the brink of economic meltdown, where no international capital market, no IMF, no World Bank, and if you don't understand how important those entities are to a small country, you definitely have to go do some reading. This is where civics come in. If the IMF lock us off and don't deal with we, this a hurricane will lick we what they are. We now get the money. You see the money when Andrew boasts about. So we get from IMF. It's because of Mama P. It's not because of JLP. It's because of Mama P and the PMP why we can't even get them the money there to rebuild Jamaica. That I want to have to understand. If I never for Mama P, we wouldn't be able to even see them money there. Jamaica would have sink long time if I never for Mama P. You know? Jamaica would have sunk. Economically, we would have sunk.
You understand this, Bolo? Because people who are listening don't understand, we know. The IMF, them time they are now to. And not just IMF, you know. If you feel IMF, no other company no one let you say.
That's why.
The IMF was the one in front. They say, if you pass IMF test and deal with them good, you can get money from
yes.
the barrel. But if you feel IMF test,
nobody not talk to you. There's no other financial, no other. You're right. I'm absolutely right.
So that is why JLP get mashed up, because when you IMF was the front runner, then was the front one. If you not deal with IMF good and them straight, no private sector no money, no matter where you go, no other country.
In terms of
no money, because them look for farmers with IMF. So like what them mash up IMF, that's why portion of them couldn't get the money for borrow. No way, because they do it so good and level we. And you come in and mash it up, all hide the people when they go look for you. All hide them. You can't, them can't keep on meeting with you.
Yo,
a
straight bad this money. A straight bad this money when I go on with the IMF. IMF say, this is what the IMF say now.
not lend. IMF say no lend PNP, I not lend JLP, he lend the country.
Exactly. So the country reputation they get destroyed. Exactly.
Good. So when the labor at PNP mash it up, members the IMF no business with that, in my business with the country of Jamaica.
And it's
so
the,
you're gonna make a borrow and Jamaica them are deal with.
it's the right approach, you know.
That.
It's the right approach, you know, because you can't look at it no other way as a business entity, because I mean the election can swing. Well, I know the election can swing either way at any time, so them have to look upon it that the way they. You see what I deal with, but more have to add to your point where you say, because when you talk about the international capital market, you would have considered IMF as the godfather of the international capital market. So, and just work with me. You know, say I have the mafia family them. Godfather is the head of all of the mafia family. So consider all of the banking entities around the world as a mafia family, and the IMF is the godfather. So if the godfather now deal with you and not lending no money, nobody else not lending no money. So you're going to left out in a cold for suffer. That's how the JLP do to it.
Look here. Let me tell you something one on one. Because all of my people are older man. I'm going to say, you can't know things more than me. Because you know things more than me. Because you know the books more than me.
Right.
Because I don't have the education of the people. We can remember things.
Right.
You see, when the last test with PMP passed with Peter Phillips, and the first time tell Peter Phillips, say, watch out, you know, I'm telling you what to do. Do anything we don't want to do with this last money here. Because when we come, when I call it now, one of the standard, the four.
Yeah, responsible, right. Yes.
Good. That's our
yes.
Not on the purpose smoke, say, Uncle Sidney said that tonight. But the one who want to do with it, we not tell you what to do with it. Because you make your head proud, you don't make your head, you know that's why you make your head raised.
Yes.
That's our IMF tell them, say. That's our hardly saw them.
I'm glad they make that point there, you know, because there's another part of the article here, so right, to show you how hard it was for the PMP. Jamaica needed a second debt exchange and a primary surplus of 7.5% of GDP to help stabilize the economy and address long-standing structural challenges. This is why they had to use the NHT money temporarily to supplement the 7.5% of GDP primary surplus. You see me? So that's why they had to use the NHT money to do that temporarily, just for 4 years, to get the economy back on track. As a matter of fact, the IMF didn't believe that Jamaica could do it. Them set the austerity measures so high. Them did still want to feel, brother. Let me tell you something, man. You see, if a man them never disciplined, if the PMP never disciplined and actually know what the hell them do, we would have failed those IMF tests easily. Easily. So him right, cause of the last part now, man, I say, boy, they know so they really would have make it still enough, boy. I wanna go on good. See one beer here. Yeah, man, see one beer here, man. Wanna have a drink, man. Wanna go on good. Wanna show we say, wanna can get this thing done. Because now the IMF doesn't have to worry now, you know, about lending us money anymore now. Because of the law and the legislation that is put in place. Jamaica have to pay a certain amount of debt. They have to service the debt to a certain level to get it down, to reach down to 62%. And it was gonna go down to that, you know. This year, you know, this fiscal year, you know, is the hurricane cause if you mash up, you know. And they have to now relax the legislation for a short period of time, 2 years maximum, to get the country economically back on track. But they can't make it past that because obviously they have to make sure say the thing not reach where Edward Seaga they put it in the 80s. I remember go down to that. Yes, remember go down. In 1980 when Seaga came to power, the Jamaica debt to GDP ratio was 63%. That is where we would have been this year now. 1% less than that, you know. So the PMP gave Seaga the debt to GDP ratio in 1980 at 63%. That is a good damn debt to GDP ratio, right? The debt ballooned to 262% of GDP in 1989, which represents an increase of 315.8% in Jamaica. Indebtedness over the 9-year period, the JLP, Edward Siaga administration was in power. Oh, by the way, there was no opposition. They had all the power and they failed the country. All the power and they failed. Andrew Holness had a similar amount of power with 47 seats. Edward Siaga had more power than him. He had all the seats. The People's National Party has never had all the seats. And you know, say, this time around, I would love for them to have all the seats. The next election. Every single seat won by the JLP. Every local government entity won by the PNP, sorry. Every local government entity won by the PNP. I know say take a hard because you have Garrison and something, but nothing is impossible for the Lord. Clean up this country in Jesus' name. Chocho.
The country, not the PNP, the country make a grave mistake.
Of course.
2016.
Yes.
The country out of order. I have to tell you, say, and one lie, the man them tell you, one single lie, and little people in Jamaica, little people in Jamaica, because he was in brain, and tell people, say, all who will get back $18,000. I don't remember a month or a week, but one of them, I think a month, you get it free. You can help buy a bill of room. You can make up buy a car by putting up that extra 18,000, and the people never understand, say, if all who no work, please, they will not get the $18,000. That's the way they put it in other trick the people, you know. And man who don't work, and me used to drive a JP, a council and a JP. And me see people turn up on the man yard. Turn up on the yard when after election once the boss say a JP pay me $18,000 and they work for the man. For the man, they don't work. So that they trick them. See, like when they trick them with 32,000 and no one tell them, say, minimum of a week, you back, and that they didn't even work for them.
$1,000.
Remember.
$1,000.
And they never know, say, the $18,000 there, and when you have earned certain amount of money up there, so people trick the people them. And you know when do? Into it a short space of time when the election comes down where you can't get to chat it out, and the people have it in their head. Say, all who now work. Every month they will get $18,000. They tell the $18,000 could have finance you. When you only nearly 2 months, you want $18,000, they tell them could finance you for nearly 2 months. We don't do our work. You could have buy your food, pay your bill, pay your rent.
Yeah, man. We oh God, man. Trust me, the value of the dollar, was way better. No, man, all on the city, me know say you can't talk forever, you know, but me have to get through that. You have to go easy. You have to go easy. We know you have a passion, but you have to go easy. Because I want to get to some substantive thing where that man is saying that.
And that would speak to the maturity of the democracy. It speaks to building social partnerships. And that's what we did, to build the social partnerships to get us to good fiscal management, to put in place fiscal rules. Now is such a time.
Rubbish. The
reconstruction of NARA really should be approached as a national consensus. And I'm speaking here, I said it in Parliament, that has to be
this is it.
The approach. We're not saying that the bill mustn't be criticized. I'm not saying that the bill can't be improved and refined, but there is a space to dispense with political theatrics and performance.
So you see, this is why we cannot work with this guy. He's suggesting that, good night, big up yourself, Judith. He's suggesting that the People's National Party is performing theatrics. No, Laura, how you doing, Laura Wheatley? What's up, darling? The people them serious, brother. You think a joke thing, you think about what kind of theatrics? When Mark Golden not there here for games, bro, the man is a no nonsense person. You understand? When it comes to the business of the people, the man are there on a foolishness, bro. What you mean? Theatrics. I wanna alone do theatrics. I wanna alone do PR. Mark Golden like, you see how long it take a PMP if you come talk about what going on Westmoreland and another one them place there? 6 months. Then watch you know. When you tell them, say, we're not going to do this and do that and deal with the people them right, and the man then stay sub and watch what go on. And then make suggestion, and then watch what go on. And then make suggestion, and then watch what go on. And then them go suburbs. Enough is enough. Look what is happening with the people. The man them reasonable, brother. A long time people are ball. For PMP come out to come ball out for them. Because of wickedness one are going with. And I suffer the people them down west. Hanover, St. Elizabeth, St. James, right? Westmoreland. And people can even say East Portland as well.
And focus on the interests of the nation. And I think
so according to him, this narrative is the best interest for the nation. Jamaica, do you know that there is at PEM, all of the things that we're trying to do? The system is already in place. This is just making an extra entity that is supposed to be temporary to come do things on a certain way. And I'm sure it's going to benefit him and his wife. I am certain of it. I am certain it's going to benefit their friends too. Because anything to do with building in a Jamaica, members of them in a building, members of them in a real estate and construction. Members say that are for them pet peeve, for wealth building. I'm certain Nara is going to benefit them. Remember, say Andrew and his friend, Mr. Brown, working at the office of the Prime Minister, have one of the biggest jobs them, when it comes to, that area, building. So there's a conglomerate of them in Jamaica. A syndicate, as Andre Stevens would have said, a film favorite word, that, a syndicate. But there's a conglomerate of the same thing. A big group of big dogs that will benefit from this thing where they are set up. So when the aim started, this is not something for us to, for corruption practices. Brother, you can't tell me that. All of the ministry them in the government right now, I deal with direct contracting, and they hear what the Auditor General said. This is the way how they steal direct contracting, no checks and balances, no competitive bidding for the contract them. That's why man can recommend them Ben Spunani, and then Ben Spunani get $80+ million in a contract over time.
And back up what you say, Bolo, back up what you say. There's a clip going around. There's a clip going around. And probably clip, I don't know, say the first three things when come with Nanaro, Mark Golden report them, and the final say it not have no sense.
Yeah.
Mark Golden show him say what are the three first thing in Nanaro you're wrong. And the first, I him throw one contact Mark Golden first, and I say Mark Golden don't really understand.
Yeah, him out of order. Him out of order. Him out of order.
But you took too much time and bend on up. And you tell me say he don't really understand. So the man say pint of order and get up and lick the nail for the three things for your head. You get silent.
Yeah, but in can't. Alright, you see what they're doing now. They bank on persons not caring about politics enough to go and actually go look up where Mark Golden say. That's what they bank on, So now him can say that, and in core support of them, I go say, yeah, you're fixing business. Rubbish. Mark Golden was absolutely right about every error that he made. He was right about it. Every error. He point them out. Yeah, he point them out. All right. All right, Judith. Guys, nobody, hold on there, Sydney. Hold on there, Sydney. People, me they are burning midnight. And they tell me say nobody now buy me a drink. What's going on? Remember say tomorrow Saturday, you know? Buy me a drink, man. Once some wheel I jump over it, man, it tick like so. Be a wheel. Lions and bears and tigers. Buy a friend a drink. Go through sit. You have a minute. 60 seconds. Can move on.
Yeah, man, don't buy Bolo, man. Buy Bolo.
Buy me a drink. Buy me a drink.
Because we there, you blaze the fire.
Oh, yeah, me.
But Bolo are the young head, I'm the old head.
I remember say Sydney did it too, you know. Remember say Sydney did it too, and you can buy him a drink, you know.
Yes, man.
That is
Yes, man. We balance the thing, man. We balance the thing. Young and old. Experience and young man coming up and talk to us. How this is nobody can dispute what we are saying. So we are talking the truth. So they say if you come with a program where I want to set it, I want to set it. So don't come like the IMF or no care to IMF no. I want to set to no one's program, you know. That means you don't have it for years, months and years and to plan it. And the first 3 things you come back in when the man stand, tell you the first 3 things in a hit, you know. And in the middle, the entrance is wrong, so how you're going to it. Because you jump up as a man going to understand. They say, when you hear the man say something jumping at me, you know. And when man going to say, I intervene, they say, he say, he know. And when man going to come out and put it on him, he come like a lamb, he couldn't report back nothing.
Yeah, because he passed you a while, if true. He passed like, what?
The three things. First 3 entrance, no, you give me a bag. And the first 3 we take out on the bag, dirty. We not go back in the bag. Tell me something now. You know, so it look like.
But to your point, you know, on an even larger scale, you know, remember, so the man in cast the budget and the fuel prices were them estimate at $62 a barrel. While, and Wendy, thank you for the follow, Wendy. Good night. So $62 a barrel for oil, but Daryl Voss come out the other day and told us that before the war in Iran, it was 70. So they made a big error in their budget in putting $62 a barrel. So it's the same thing with him now, with him argument and him presenting Nara. Those were 3 critical errors, like I say. Critical. But as I say, I have to finish this. I don't want to go too more long.
The bill provides us with this opportunity. The bill comes with a very short sunset clause, so it's not going to be there forever.
No, Jamaica, this argument that it comes with a sunset clause, do you know that the NHT extraction came with a sunset clause as well? And what did the government do? Re-enact the clause. They have extended it, Jamaica, so it's acting as if NARA cannot be extended. That is no comfort. NARA needs to be structured properly, because you telling us that it's temporary, we know someone can put it back if you don't feel like. So you see, these are the mind games when they play. Persons are really not pay attention to the thing.
A very limited period of time to get a certain set number of projects executed.
And then look on the track record of the government with Cornell Regional Hospital. We don't trust them, no. If you do things in a timely manner. Brother, who is these people talking to, bro? You know, I really would love to be a part of. No, scratch that. I don't want to know where Andrew is. Probably I've got to ask questions virtually. Me ask questions virtually. I don't want to be in the vicinity of Andrew Holness, because I am afraid that lightning and thunder and meteorites might just fall and destroy the place. The level of evil. You understand? Me don't want them nowhere near this man, brother. Nowhere near this man, or none of them subordinates. I'm telling you.
And when we look at you, I run up on the car, I say, no, go around there, be a good track road, so I'm place a boom up. I run around it fast. If you go to the road, you will be reach on the road, come on, time, up the road a long time. But I can't believe him.
By the grace,
that's supposed to rock him.
Judith, by the grace of God, man, by the grace of God, because I God alone protect we, you know. You understand what I mean? By the grace of God.
Projects can change the face of Jamaica. The question is also asked, then why not do it through the existing bureaucracy? And I'll give you I'll give you a few examples.
So, Jamaica, he's just admitting that there's an existing framework to handle this type of project. It's not just Mark Golding coming out and opposing it, you know. You have the Builders Association, I present serious concerns in the news. Sandra, I present serious concerns, you know, in the newspaper, you know, about this body named Nara who I got idiot. The man say, yo, brother, listen, we have issues among us, the agencies already. This entity coming over it, what's that going to do? That's not going to make it flow better. You're not gonna make it flow better. You're not gonna make it flow better.
Just off of your head, tell me the biggest dealership in it.
No, you have to tell me that.
I will tell you. You say number one PLP.
Oh yes, oh my God. Yeah, but listen up.
You have a board of 12 and one little PLP. The whole PLP vice not drawn out.
Yes, but listen. Remember saying Mark Golding was saying to get all of the stakeholders together so we can have accountability. Andrew said, we are the government. We do things our way. And now he's telling the people that we must just accept for them way.
Accept them way?
Yes. No, that him a do, you know. He might beg the people and to believe in Anara. But we don't trust, you know. And with good reason.
One little PNP you say you want to put in there, just to make you say you put a PNP like so I know one.
Yeah, just to make, you know, yeah. That's like you have 3 kids. One of them is not your own, is your wife child. And you meet her with the child and you have 2 with her. And you buy a present for each 3 of them. But you buy certain extravagant presents for your children, and then because you never want to look bad, you give other one something which sure clearly say, you know, I just forgive something for you not look bad when I buy you something. But I then me really love. And that thing I do with this thing to say, yo, we don't want to look bad in the mouth. We don't want to say no PMP no day night. And we never want to be transparent and we're trying to hide something. So here we go, I show you one little bone. One owner can come in over here, sir. And then 1 against 21. Get away, man. You're out of order. You're out of order.
Because 20 wrap up the one vice at all times. You know, see? So Mark Golding don't say nobody over there. No, go over there. If I say it never run, let them stay with them.
True, man, true.
Because when they mash up, we don't want them to say PNP where you like with we. And then do that all the while. So Mark Golding, learn the lesson, please. As a little man, well, love you and love the PNP and love the people of Jamaica. If I want you again, let them keep them things because it don't make a difference in the bars. Straight. Let them keep them things. When they pile and fall up, when we know say most because they don't have no head and they not going if you prosper, they prosper themselves. So they must drop to a hole and them are go control. So Lord them and them thing, man, Golding. I'm going to tell you what I want. Tell you what I want, marketing. You will are here from. You know what you're from. They just tell you what I want, sir. Yeah.
All right. Listen to this. This is how much people do not trust the Jamaica Labour Party government. Economists urge Jamaica to leave oil alone. Mighty God of God. Let's read. Let us read, Jamaica. No, this is serious. Let us read. Zine. The man said Executive Director of Caribbean Policy Research Institution, CAPRI, Dr. Damian King hopes Jamaica never strikes commercial viable oil. Never. And he mean it. He hopes that we never find oil. Why would he hope that? King, a former lecturer of the economics at the University of the West Indies, fears what development economists call the resource curse. A pattern in which the discovery of natural resources weakens rather than strengthens a country's institutions and governance. I hope commercial viable oil, where is it? Sure. I hope commercial viable oil is not found because I don't want to put this in front of our political parties. Jesus. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. The man not trust them. And he say political parties too. He man not trust them. He man not trust them, brother. He not trust them. He not trust them. Me never know that. He goes on to say well, I know. No, me never know. Me never know. Him say the potential wealth and powers that flow from oil discovery, he argues, creates fertile conditions for political and financial corruption. Mighty God. The man is basically saying it's going to be so easy for them to steal. It's gonna be so juicy. It's when I give puss butter for carry, you can't give these puss butter for carry Jamaica. Dr. Damian King said that, not my word. The man goes on to say oil will become a strong temptation. There are too many examples of local institutions becoming weak and undermined and corrupt when resources start to flow through them. ADPEM, with the bag of money we get from overseas, and Andrew MAGNITSKY in his office. Ding, 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 ding. It's the money, Jamaica. You know, have nothing to do with dealing with the thing and to help the people. It's about controlling the money. It's the resources they want to control. It goes on to say King contends that nations tend not to grow wealthy by extracting oil on its own in the ground, rather countries that refine the commodity. So when I try to show you, say Jamaica not a refiner, bro. We not really make no money off of that. You understand what I deal with? If them have it in a no bulk and it's commercial, we're not gonna get no money off of it. Yes or no, Sydney?
And the thing about it, it started already, what the young king say, because Darren Vaz saying we want something like 2 years in this thing, then it step out, go look in Grand City them. Why say no?
You might try to see it through. Yeah, man, he say no, but I resign. As long as the Prime Minister have confidence in him.
So why you believe him say that?
Because yeah, exactly. And it also it's not me not say the oil fine. No. He is very exactly. He's very optimistic. He's very optimistic. Based off what oil and gas is saying, he get excited over the possibility. Just the possibility, right, of all this money. Because remember him saying more than 5 more years to make sure say his kids can live in Jamaica the way how him living, him grandpit and him great grandpit. You want to set the thing for them can live in a Jamaica or him living. Not all Jamaicans, just film grandpit in them alone. Anyway, moving on. Yes, he not go left him, man. He not go left him.
We have a program to restore bridges in Jamaica. It is a program in collaboration with the government of the United Kingdom. We'll be looking at a number of bridges across Jamaica that are in a really bad state of disrepair. Now, the process for public investment in Jamaica starts with investment appraisal. Then when you have passed the investment appraisal, then you go to the refinement and further project development, then you go to procurement, then you go to contracting, and then you go to execution. The first 4 stages are usually longer than the execution stage. So you're going through all of this, and an elderly gentleman trying to get where he's going, though the bridge is cordoned off and people know you shouldn't go on this bridge, but he's trying to get where he's going. He falls off the bridge, which is one of the bridges to be addressed by the program, and dies. Now, how do I balance this? Who takes responsibility? I fix the bridge without going through that process? Because the same people here will criticize me and say, I'm breaking the rules, but people literally are dying.
So Andrew, So you are going to use the example of the man falling on the bridge. If he said that is the reason why I should break the rules. You know, these are the things that really bother me, you know. Because only simple-minded people alone then can really talk their nonsense at you, you know. Brother, quarantine off the bridge. So nobody can pass until you fix the damn bridge. Simple fix. You don't need to break no rules. You need to do the right procedure in protecting people from entering the blouse and skirt bridge. If them enter it on them own risk, that are for them business. But you as an entity that govern the country should ensure that the thing is quarantined off, brother. That is like a meter ride dropping in Jamaica, right? And the government don't go up on the site immediately and block it off. So people don't get exposed to potential danger and, you know, different organisms and them something. And when they look, everybody get infected and dead because they never do that. Are your fault? Are you for ensure anything? Yeah, are you for ensure anything quarantine off? That is your government. That now nothing man a dropping a hole now nothing to do with the bridge never fixed fast enough. It's because the bridge never lock off, brother. It never close off. You need to close the bridge.
Like me now, who done yourself at the bottom of the ladder, let me understand, say, when the bridge clean off and clean up, no more $40 billion can mash up like up you with tax we pay.
Brother, you know, Sydney, you know what I notice? The amount of things that go wrong in this country. You know, so we can literally, if we never have to sleep, we could literally sit here for a whole week and ventilate all of these issues. Yes. And we still would have issues to ventilate. Yeah. That is how bad it is. Sure. Tax, no pay. Sure. Alright, you know, me notice them attack bureaucracy, you know. And all them tell me say, yo, you know, say we just want for thief. Anytime you hear them start attack bureaucracy, they are telling me that they don't want to be accountable. They just want to steal. They love direct contract because that is the way to make the money. That's all them telling me. Because listen, if you are an accountant, you just left university, you go to a firm, right? And the firm says, this is how we do this particular thing. This is standard procedure. After 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, wouldn't you be smooth in the way how you do your job? Because you have the experience. What the hell is wrong with these people attacking procurement as if procurement never did it from day one? You're supposed to know how to do the thing better now and faster. After 10 years, they are getting worse and worse at procurement procedures. That's why you have 22 files missing at UHWI. Documents about contracts and procurement. That's why you have trillions of dollars in all of the ministries of the Jamaica Labour Party in their governance over 10 years. That is unaccounted for because they don't have the receipts to show us that this is where the money was spent. That is why the leader of the country is uncertified. He cannot present the document to show how we're making money in Jamaica. It is a pattern. And it's coming right from him.
Which Western country? Which country in the Western? We don't talk about Middle East and so forth. We are talking about England, America, France, Germany, Italy, all of the Western states and so. You want to tell me which other country you would have tell me say rain flood out in our storeroom 3 times and 1 storeroom and flood out and now go just so the rain fall in our storeroom. That's what you have fine. You know, fly nowhere. 1 storeroom and Jamaica rain flood out and flood out 3 times.
Oh my God.
Up with apartment and tell nowhere else but Jamaican people and you know find a big up store. Which party is up with that them never want to call on? Especially like England, where it was a man fling and take grass, man take a grass to Hollywood and lick man on the head.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I mentioned that way we are not the same Westminster team. Which way you gonna tell them at England say rainfall now one storeroom alone. 3 times and flood out papers.
Madness. Madness. But we don't want to go into that now, because I want different ball game.
Because we're moving slowly. That's the reality. That's the reality. The existing process can't carry us through what we need to do here. And the existing process must address the things that are already in the pipeline to be done. So these new projects would displace. So we want what is already in the pipeline to get done. The new projects and those that we pull out of the pipeline to get those done quickly. That's the objective. NARA is not...
So I'm glad to say it done, because I late. But the man say, right? The NARA thing temporary. And it's supposed to get projects already done out of the way. So if indeed what he's saying is true, as someone knows how foolish is talking. If indeed what he's saying is true, why is he making it temporary? If NARA is supposed to fix the bureaucracy problem where, you know, the government deals with these kind of things and development and contracts. If it fixes that problem, why would you make it temporary? The truth of the matter is a nonsense matter. It cannot be that it fixed the problem, but you do it temporary. So what? You're gonna do it temporary and then go back to the problem? Jamaica, let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna end the life. I've been on here for about 6 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Or 5 hours. Definitely 5 hours. So I'm going to bed because this alive start after this alive. I'm doing about 2 hours before this, and this is 3 hours now. So I know I brush 5 hours hard. I come on TikTok late. I come on TikTok about 3 hours now. 3 hours plus. So I say, if NARA is going to fix the bureaucracy problem, why would it be temporary? Cannot be temporary. That means that there's no problem. There's no problem, you know? All the man have to do is follow the rules, brother. When you are going to train for the Olympics, or you're going to any training session or anything for any sport, at first you're gonna have cramps. But you see when you go over the thing over and over again, a smooth sailing with general at 10 years now. You're supposed to know how to deal with the procurement and make sure so you have every paperwork necessary to show how to spend your money so you can be held accountable. Period. And your honest government love emergency powers so they can abuse the citizen and abuse the system. Whether it be the police, they might use emergency powers and abuse the citizens, or they might use emergency powers and abuse the no use of procurement and direct contracting, and then bend spunani and then foolishness that them are going with in the country. I mean, I give you 2 minutes to wrap up my boss, because I want to go to bed. Piss me off, yeah. Piss me off, bro.
I know work, yeah, work feet, but I've been here the 5 or 6 hours, man. Something supposed to come in and it's, you know, because we have experience and things and go and talk to the people. So, we come in and get it, man. Better on that, brother. Because we know people are listening, right? And let me tell you something, man. All of what we said tonight, I bear an experience and things were happy. Right? Instead of the older head, the older the younger man, and we put it together and what we tell you, so nobody can say we tell you foolish instead tonight or something. A plain truth we are telling you. Right? So, you know, make no sense you rush things and come in with it and it not going to work out just to benefit for the family and the friend them. What about the wine of people now? As what we said earlier, you can't tell me say you have things that you work for your plan, you know. We never know about it, so you work for it. And when you can't come now, they come in like now and say, all right, make we trash you the first 3 things wrong bang. So where you go with that?
Yeah.
And you get up, jump up from people just and tell the man say, well, this our goal is don't really know the what about this, you don't know that. And the man say, pint of order. And when the man jump up and correct you the first 3 things, he correct you. As me say, when you say, you know, sit jumping on my chest and say, what is? But when me hear me say, oh, this is a pint of order. Me say, yes, you don't listen now. Hear me now. And the first 3 things the man come out and correct you. Who way back with your sitting man? Who way back with it? Because your introduction wrong. Why you introduce to the wrong man? Because if the first 3 things about you and correct you. And then you first throw your blow.
And that I premise I'm argument. That I premise I'm argument too.
Right.
So the argument they make is flawed. You have too much holes in it, you see.
Where you go with this? Where you go with this is the whole narrow wrong. Anyway, me you know put up here, you know serve them and put stuff. It's like narrow in the road 10 years already and I work. And the like say just a come in,
it is not exactly. It is not a proven model. It's not a proven model. Exactly. That's exactly right.
It doesn't have no sense. Who no set up people have no sense because as something want to come in yet. And if you don't talk about it, it's like if they are tried and proven and just only find this straight now. But me, you know, go on, you know.
More.
People come from anywhere and they want to go to just something want to work already.
Yes.
And something want to come in yet.
Yes.
And they have now no main program we don't have here. That's how people could afford it. Yeah? You know where we don't know, man.
Yes, no boss. Alright, bro.
I'm going to tell you about marks, and carpet, and marks, and clocks. I see the one real fall and everything carpet gone. Look at see, I so I'm going to back with you. People real fall. I said they go to watch you.
Hey, me no fear laugh still enough, sir. Hey, Sydney really bad enough. Me no fear laugh still enough. It really bad enough, bro. My God. No, sir. Man, if you do better, man.
Carpet. From Kansas Spring to Harvey, carpet. From Port Road to the carpet. Look how it's smooth. And one rain fall, everything gone to Sandy Gully. When you go to Sandy Gully, you have to take tractor crave you. Because everything, whole carpet soaked and bust up.
Everything gonna Sandy Gully for true. Everything gonna Sandy Gully. You know so much sun and sitting. You know so much sun and sitting. Then take from out time. Listen, man. Yeah, man.
Take your rest,
alright, my boss. Look on. I say alright. Listen. Big up Sydney, man. You know, my brother the day in a chat earlier. I don't know if he's still there, but he did say something like he must say something about the PNP. He said, me depending on politics or what you're doing for yourself. Those politicians call you and pay you for what you're doing, or you just work off your opinion. Yeah, the fact say you ask me that is disrespectful. I mean, I tell you that straight. The fact, if you didn't listen to me right now, the fact say you ask me that is disrespectful. That means say you don't know me, you're not my friend, because you don't know my character. You see what I deal with? I don't benefit really from this. Because the way our Jamaica system corrupt, right? People are fear for my life because me have taught my opinion against the government. Because of government badness. That is the perception that they give off. That them have police and the force to eliminate people and death squad and all of them something. That is the perception that is given off. So if I was here and not speaking about what I believe in, I would be foolish, because no money value at all would be enough for me in our environment, political environment like this. There's no money where I don't get no money from a politician. I don't even link with none of them. I don't even have a counselor. Let me see. I don't want to tell no lie. We get 2 or 3 interviews with some counselor from Portmore side, St. Catherine, and a splash digi. If him there right now, he can tell you, him push them interview them. Me talk to Mr. Dr. Alfred Dawes already upon an interview already. Like upon the phone, and you can hear it on the show. Me talk to him one time because then when I do one project in the area, to give the people them some free healthcare and them something. So me talk to him one time. One time. No politician now pay me if you do this. You feel me I deal with? This is my patriotic duty when me I do. This government is wicked. The man them evil to the people them. And if they must suffer people down Westmoreland, they will do it to anybody. Because all of we are Jamaican. And if you as a labor right support what they do to the people them down so, you're wicked too. And I hope say God deal with you. Anybody will have their mindset there. I hope say God deal with you. I'm serious. I'm not a joke. It is despicable, it is disgusting, and we have to do better. We simply have to do better. Right? Me, Bolo, and I get no money from no politician. None of them. Because I'm not come and start tell lie for nobody. You see one of them come and tell lie for Mark Bowling, and there's a lie about things and no evidence. They don't read articles, they don't look for the thing objectively, and formally them argument will make sense based off of the evidence. Because I tell you what me believe, I tell you I separate my belief from what is facts. Right? And that is important when I do this thing here online. You understand? And even when I dialogue with the virgin them on the TikTok, and them a come it's time we say no, but don't that one and a sound. You understand? Check that. Because integrity is important. To me, my integrity is important to me. Right? And furthermore, I am not perfect, but I don't want to add on past sins when we already commit already. And to bear false witness against one, it's a big sin that. So I don't want to bear false witness against no one and put them on and like say, all right, me I say, yeah, him do this when him not do it. No, my general, me not depend that. That's why my life, you go back and search for the audio when you say this out of your mouth, so me can play verses when you say it, yes sir, and me can say, see it there, this is a hypocrite. Based off of what me I play it on the two side. Then 1 minute you say this, next minute you say total opposite. Where do you stand? That's how we go to work. You feel me, David? That is it. But I'm out, people. Bless up on yourself. Thanks for being here, and see you later. Alright? Everybody, make moderator, then big up on yourself. I'm out.